penis.
Hello. God damn it. Good evening, folks. I hope everyone's having a lovely day today. We're back for another meeting of the Cross Country Compatriots, jumping in to session 20. It's our 20th stream game of this campaign. So it's pretty exciting. Also, thank you, Wraith, for the sub. Real quick, we're going to thank everyone we saw coming in here. JTB, appreciate you. Good old Rusty, appreciate you too. And of course, Aves, bringing all the good vibes to chat. And Boofa Guy, I appreciate you coming in. It's been a minute. Hellscorp said penis in chat. Thanks for that. Got 500 points.
Oh, I also said penis.
Some weather issues. I'm not opposed to some weather. You also said penis. As usual, I am joined by my friends here. We got Stanislav, Mr. Maker, Mantuka, and Gregory all hanging out. Hell, since you're the only streamer, real quick, do you got anything coming down the pipe you want to tell the good people in chat about?
Well, I'm going to be playing Ragnarok. If you don't want to spend money, come to my stream.
There you go. What time is that at? Wednesday at when? It's
going to be Wednesday as soon as the game is downloaded.
Fair enough. I respect it. Do they not allow pre-downloads on that? That's a bummer. All right.
I can't tell you why I have this fucking tick, but I refuse to pre-order a game. Even if I'm going to buy it in the next few minutes, I refuse.
Fair enough.
So it'll be any time between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday.
At some point between
Genuinely
those two time
just
frames.
depends on how quickly the old hard drive in my PS4 can download it.
That's fair. So before we jump into things, a couple quick announcements on my end. I've begun moving all the stream over to the new content. I'm still fiddling around with the DSLR so I can get the painting streams going. Quick change up. We're still going to do Tuesday and Thursday gaming streams. But Wednesday and Sunday nights now we're going to do miniature painting and world building for the new campaign. That should be really fun. And
sick.
God damn it, Ryan. And then, yeah, apart from that, nothing new changing. Every other Monday night, we're still going to be doing D&D. Apart from that, I got nothing new going on. I'll probably be back live, I'm thinking, next Tuesday. Just got to make sure everything's set up. Chowder's been a little high maintenance since he got, the old snippy. So, why are we sticking tongues out? What did you eat? Did you get stung by a bee?
Did you try tongue back in your mouth, son?
I don't like that. Did you eat a bee again? God damn it. Yeah, other than that, we got nothing.
Drugs?
Yeah. Always. Apart from that, we got nothing real new going on. Things have been real fun around here. We had a wonderful Halloween stream. We will be doing a Sea of Thieves cosplay stream in full pirate attire at some point because I was one of the sub ghouls. That'll be fun. I sent out all the dice for the giveaways. Everyone's getting their shit in the next. Let's face it, it's the post system. Everyone but Hells because he didn't want it. Everyone is going to get it sometime in the next month or two because snail mail be slow like that. Apart from that, nothing new going on. So, quick recap. Last session, we tied up the loose ends that had been left in the fight with both Stanislav and Gregory being, oh, there's the cat. There's the cat. Mine's on the couch asleep with his silly cone on his head. It's adorable. Lampshade Chowder is a real thing. Oh, he's cute. Anyway, so the fight continued. Both Gregory and Stanislav losing consciousness, and Gregory even losing his life in a moment of just confusion and hustle, trying to get everything pieced together. Unfortunately, no one could make it to Gregory in time, and his heart eventually came to a stop in his chest, only to be very swiftly jolted back to life due to some last minute and impromptu electrical discharge from Mr. Maker's robot companion, unnamed intern, or UI for short.
He had also previously gotten me stabilized because I was unconscious and one away from dying.
A little angel.
Mr. Maker.
Yeah. So UI coming in with the big clutch saves that round. Bringing Gregory back to life in a last minute attempt. Though, seemingly having a bit of a toll on the body of UI itself, as this resurrection technique takes a lot out of his circuits and his internal workings. However, with all the party members alive, though somewhat horribly scarred, you all tucked in for a night of long rest with UI guarding your one captured companion, a fellow by the name... I don't think you guys formally introduced yourself.
Broken fingers, McFuckface.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter because no one actually bothered to talk to him. But yeah, essentially being tortured all night by this little robot who is commanded to keep him awake at any cost. Breaking fingers, slapping him, the whole left side of his face swollen up to the point that just no longer really able to do much with that side of his face. I like that hat. That's a good hat. Respect it. I respect it. Thank you for the sub, Kieran. I appreciate you, buddy. That's 2, baby. Yeah, so leaving off at that point, you all decided to take him captive, return to the Fangtusk Cavern where you met back up with Borlian, delivered the body of his niece Ora, who had seemingly been slain by the assassins in the previous session.
And we peed.
You did pee.
They had a big old fight as well. Didn't they have a bunch of injured?
Yeah, you returned and found that there had indeed been some kind of scuffle between them and another scouting party from the Imperium, seemingly a branch off of the one that you guys had all been fighting. Thank you for the disadvantage, Kieran. I appreciated that. Also, Mantuka, you have advantage on your next roll from Kieran as well.
I was waiting for you to stop talking. Hail Mantuka! Praise Mogus.
Praise Mogus.
Praise Mogus.
A few casualties were found amongst the bodies there. Mostly Imperium, though some of the tribe here had seen.
So there were some dead Imperium bodies there.
Yeah, those aren't bandits, though. Technically speaking, the job was to bring back evidence of slain bandits, and
technically speaking,
there's a big difference between
the ears.
Yeah, the ears. I don't know. That's debatable, but face-wise, there's definitely some big difference. Anyway, you decided to assist with some of the wounded who had been injured in the fighting. Mr. Maker spent some time working on a new contraption, seemingly kind of a branch off from his previous one. Gregory, while wanting to help, was sternly recommended to sit and take a bit of a break from Borlian, the leader of this tribe, and seemingly somewhat of one of the many father figures that Gregory has collected along his journeys.
Like, your eyes seem manic, you should sit down.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, he really just kind of held you in place on that one. The rest of the day went on without incident. Each individual kind of branching off to go and deal with the bodies of the dead and wounded. Borlian eventually returning just before the sun begins to go down with the body of his niece, Ora, wrapped in vines and various flora from within the forest, kind of in her arms. And you see a number of other individuals doing similar things with the bodies of their loved ones. And by the end, there's about, I believe it was five or six, yeah, I'm going to say 6, bodies all wrapped in vines and flowers and growth from the trees. To the point that the bodies within are no longer visible. It's almost like a cocoon of sorts, of just pure vines. That's where we left Arf. That is where we left off, and just as the evening is beginning to come to a close, the bodies are brought within the cavern, and you see a procession of people kind of line up, wanting to make their way in and pay their respects. Personally, it's a fairly large cavern. It's not really big enough to fit everyone in the tribe, but as it does open up, as people begin filing in and saying their respects to the dead, whichever or all of the people who meant something to them, they all kind of take a moment at each body. Some people leave trinkets with their own loved ones, and then they wander back around to the top and kind of look down into the clearing below and wait. What would you all like to do as this is all occurring?
I'm just keeping on working on my thing, my special new thing.
Okay. That was, refresh my memory, you had the grappling hook, and you're working on a wrist-mounted crossbow or hand crossbow?
Enchanted crossbow, the +1 crossbow, and I am making it into a little wrist-mounted one for the other side with a little wrap.
Batman.
Yeah,
he wants to be Batman.
He wants to be Batman, yeah. Or Inspector Gadget.
A little wrap-around.
Or a very murderous Inspector Gadget.
More so Inspector Gadget with murder.
Murdery Inspector Gadget.
Commander Gadget.
I am a little sneaky, though.
Yeah.
Rated R.
But I am making a little thing for a visual for you. So you can see the magazine I was talking about.
You're sending me visuals. Is that in the Discord or Zoom chat?
I will send it soon.
Okay. So we'll start with that.
I'm gonna just sit down with you, kind of watching in amazement, as I've never really seen a skilled tinkerer at work. And I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on whatever it is that you need. Probably Intelligence, right?
I would assume.
Or is Tinkering Tools Dex?
It depends. In this sense, it would probably be Dexterity because the design and construction is already planned and like the blueprints are all done, which would be the design phase, which is more intelligence based, whereas this is more of an assembly and kind of like fine motor skills. So it would be more Dexterity. And like watching him, he's kind of doing very intricate detail work with his hands and trying to like, you know, those like tiny jewelry screwdriver kind of deal. He's like in there turning a little thing. Yeah, so if you want, you can cast Enhance Ability, giving him Dexterity bonus. If I remember correctly, we had the design and you got like a very basic assembly done, but not finished.
Right.
If memory serves. So I'm going to say make me a Dexterity check, adding your proficiency bonus for the Tinkerer's Tools. You assemble this piece. Add advantage because Stanislav coming in with the clutch.
Sick. And my proficiency is...
What's the Dexterity one? Cat's Grace.
It is Cat's Grace. Oh. Come on, advantage. Ooh.
Lady Kitty.
That's rough. You going to do your thing?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll add +5.
You're going to flash yourself.
Flash of Genius up to a 16.
Yeah.
No worries.
+3. So that would be 19.
Okay.
Because proficiency bonus.
That is true. Jesus. Yeah, so you're good. As you're kind of sitting there taking these little tools and kind of arranging these minute details, making sure all the gears turn properly, everything's loaded, the spring-loaded mechanism to like kind of filter in the ammunition is properly set up. And I'd say with that check, you have it all done right up to the point of mounting the magical crossbow onto it. As it is magical, it's a little trickier to tinker around, as you don't want to affect the attachment per se, and as you're actively adding on to it, it's going to be a little more work than that. But you do have the basic design completely finished of it, and all you need to do now is figure out how to alter the enchantment on it enough to allow you to change it without removing the enchantment entirely. Sure. But this is something you're quite good at.
The whole time you've been doing that, Stanislav is just kind of sitting sort of wide-eyed in amazement with this
it's like an
rune
Ouroboros
kind of floating above him, concentrating on the spell.
That's it's really shittily drawn.
It looks like an Ouroboros, like you wear it on the wrist and it just goes around. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got you.
So the arrows get loaded in the top, the same place they come back out of, and then the thing gets the thing gets put on top as well, so it like auto feeds in, and the magazine kind of doubles as a
cool
mount,
cool wrist accessory. Cool. Yeah, definitely. So you have that, like the magazine's all ready to go. It is just a matter of getting the magical crossbow to attach to it and find out a way to like feed the magazine into it so it works properly. But you're pretty happy with how far you've got. A couple more days work probably, and you will have a very functional new weapon at your disposal. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Stanislav, since you're just watching and helping that whole time, Mantuka and Gregory, what are you doing while this kind of funeral
rune floating above my hand kind of sort of resembles a fox as he's concentrating on the spell.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to search out and find where where Gregory is.
Gregory, what are you doing then?
Well, that whole kind of funeral procession's going on. I think Greg would just be very quietly and as respectfully as he could, just walking through. And from his toy box comes this little guy.
A little tree, little baby tree,
little tiny tree with little sunken eyes, and from like his broken branches, just very sickly flower petals are falling. And he's just letting those kind of fall with the body and trying his best to do like a memoriam of sense.
Okay. So you're lining the profession with flower petals, essentially, if I am understanding correctly?
That'll be, that's druid craft.
Yep, no problem. It's quite easy to do. You kind of just essentially decorate this procession, adding a little bit of elegance to the proceedings that hadn't quite been there before.
He's very like stiff, and he's trying he walks like 2 steps and then he flowers.
Yep.
2 flowers.
So you, Mantuka, find Gregory kind of just pacing, staring at the ground, occasionally just making these flowers appear on either side of this procession of people leading into the cavern.
When I notice he's not, part of the ceremony or whatnot, I'll kind of pull him to the side and have a conversation with him.
Yeah, you gather this ceremony hasn't actually started yet. This is kind of just like everyone coming to. It's like when you go to a funeral, everyone takes a minute to kind of mingle and pay their own respects before the actual ceremony starts. And you kind of gather that's what's happening here. We pull Gregory aside.
Okay, and I take him to somewhere like where not everyone can hear what we say.
Yeah, easy.
And I look at him. I kind of grab him by the scruff of the neck a bit and kind of like lift him up, kind of like baby cat, like mama cat type thing.
Hi.
You are natural. No one should cheat death. Mogus does not condone this. Use the second chance and make it worth it. And then I kind of just like let him go and just kind of like saunter off. More broodingly than sauntering, but
your heavy iron hooves kind of just almost like thudding into the grass and dirt here. It's quite solid. The rain stopped. The ground's not quite as squishy as it was before. You kind of just clomp away, leaving Gregory there.
Greg like hits the ground. He stumbles a little bit, but then he just from like the ground, hey! Shouting towards Mantuka. I won't.
I just keep. I don't make it seem like I acknowledge. I said what I said.
Praise Mogus. Carry on.
Praise Mogus.
I almost died there, I think. Okay. Back to mourning my dead friends. Okay.
Are you gonna get in line yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of find a place near the back of the line. People kind of like knowing you had a bit more of a active relationship with this individual. You were friends. People who were less connected to her kind of allow you a spot ahead of them and kind of usher you forward a bit. You probably wait a good 20-30 minutes until you eventually find your way to the entrance. And as you enter alone, it's just one by one, like everyone's having a chance to say have their own private moment with whatever deceased they wish. And you notice other members of the tribe now kind of looking in from where the cavern opens up to the sky above. And you see just the 6 bodies all wrapped in vines, kind of laid out in a straight line at the base of the tree in between the long berry bushes that tend to grow here.
When I think nobody's watching, I try to take some measurements.
Of the dead people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're getting in line too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, there are people actively watching. So are you literally tape measuring these people to get measurements? You're kind of eyeballing it. That's the question here.
Little column A, little column B.
Hey, I'm gonna say roll me a sleight of hand check then. And I'm gonna roll
at advantage, because that's dex based.
It's still dex based, yep. Okay, you're good. As you're kind of doing this, people are looking down, but you see a lot of them are kind of comforting each other. There's like some people crying, some families holding each other. They don't seem to notice as you just like essentially whip out like a seamstress fucking tape measure, just one of the little coiled ones, and just roll it out along the floor next to some of the bodies. Begin taking your measurements, and yeah, whatever it is you're looking for in terms of measuring these people, you do.
Of course.
You get all their heights, their width. It's a little hard to get like the waistline. You know, I could probably
lift them up a little bit.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you rolled high enough too. God damn it. Yeah, so you get the measurements of these 6 people, and based on what you discover, you figure that the one on the right would have been Aura, the smallest of the group. And then we're gonna smash cut back over to Gregory. So what are you doing? You now stand alone within this clearing. You do recognize the smaller of the 6 bodies.
Yeah, I'm still doing that static, like kind of moving very like orderly, but I kind of make a beeline towards her. And well, kind of look around. Is anyone like right next to her? Like, can I kind of have a second to talk to her?
You're alone. The only people in there with you are probably about 15 feet up on top of like, essentially like the cave goes underground and then opens up into a clearing that's like literally just visible from above in like kind of a circular skylight. They're about 15 feet up.
I think the last thing you told me before I left was to fuck off. I'm sorry I didn't do that. I kind of did the opposite. I came back. I hope that I was able to avenge you. I don't think I did. I kind of died too. But I'm not gonna let that happen again. I don't even believe myself. I just start to like back away a little bit, and I'm like, I have some thinking to do. I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay. As you leave, at this point now, Stanislav and Mantuka, you still have some time on your hands because Mr. Maker and Gregory had to actually wait in line. So you have probably about 30 minutes to do with what you will before we get started. So last chance here to get anything done that you need to.
I think I'm just gonna like patrol the camp while people are paying their respects.
Okay.
Make sure no funny business is going on.
Roll me a perception check.
Gladly.
You see Mr. Maker assaulting the dead.
No, I don't.
You missed that.
I have a 10. I have a 10 of a passive perception, and I never even went in there. So.
Yeah, your passive perception is ass.
I'll be with Kesh as well.
Okay. Yeah, you just hanging out.
Wait, do
with
I?
Your... I think you had your camel out. I think it was Bathir.
No, I don't think I even have one out right now because I don't think I summoned one after the fight, did I? No, because I didn't have any spells.
You
you did. Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, no,
Akesh.
I summoned Kesh. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. In that case.
You're just chilling.
Yeah,
15?
we're just kind of walking around.
Doesn't appear to be anything going on around you. You kind of look and still a little on edge after the assassin and the fight that followed and how close to death you yourself came. You're still feeling a little agitated at this point. But it appears to be just your average forest at this point. A few woodland critters wandering around. You gather a lot of the bigger creatures, the deer and such, have kind of learned to avoid this area as it is. I don't want to say infested because that might not be the right word, but there's a tribe of werewolves living here. So
Yep.
You gather a lot of the bigger prey has already been consumed and moved away from the spot. But you manage to. So you roll for Ekesh, same thing. Ekesh is kind of just chilling. He's having a good old time, kind of just munching on some of the fresh berries and everything that kind of grow in the forest here.
Nice.
Yeah, you're both.
Yeah,
just
I
kinda
don't really
taking a
say
moment.
anything. At one point, I just stop to kind of look up a little bit. Brother, I could have used you there. Hope you're doing all right. Just kind of go back to the patrol.
Okay. Yeah, you obviously don't hear any response, but you feel that somewhere far away, your brother is probably wishing he had you around as well. However, that'll take up the rest of your 30 minutes. Mantuka, you got anything else you want to do?
Yes, I would like to go into the cave somewhere and just kind of drop trow and kind of like tidy up the bits a bit. You know, give myself a little battle shower.
You say in the cave?
Yeah.
That's where the dead bodies are, and an entire tribe of people watching you.
Oh, okay, outside the cave then. That's fine. But like not like I don't care. Like I'm not going like to hide in the woods. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, no, you do manage to find like there is like literal basins of water that people use to clean. Mostly their dishes and laundry, but it'll function well enough as a place to clean up. And you spend some time wiping the blood off of you, cleaning out the arrow wounds that had peppered your body, and you managed to get like a good clean going before the funeral. It's a little weird. Some people kind of eye you, and they're kind of accepted at this point, seeing you have a number of wounds to clean out. That'll be it for you.
I'm making direct eye. Anyone that looks at my like my bull junk, I'm like making eye contact with them. just like
No
full
one's
eye contact.
no one like no
I'm
one's
trying to. I'm engaging. Like, you know when someone's like staring at you and you have to look up. Like, I'm engaging. I'm like, look at me. Come on.
Oh, okay, you're letting it hang out. You got like one leg up on the side of the basin,
yeah.
kind of. You're like Captain
Oh,
Morganing it. Okay.
Awkward guy in
Just-
the
just
fucking
full.
PE class.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, you're just straight hanging brain, and some people do notice, but they're pretty quick to look away. Either they're intimidated by the sheer girth, or they're just not interested in seeing a naked minotaur beating himself.
Do
in
I
the middle
see
of
this
camp.
along my patrol?
Oh yeah, you
I hope
can't
so.
miss it, dude.
From a bit of a distance, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make a gust of wind, make his junk blow back and forth.
What the fuck?
I want to, if I'm allowed to do this.
Sure. Why not? We're using gust of wind and thaumaturgy to wiggle some of the dick around. Like, this is where we are now.
I would like to take a small rock, and you smell that same smell. From
Not at a
before,
funeral.
and I just toss it over Mantuka's way.
Okay. Are you hiding that from Mantuka?
Yes.
Okay.
I would be
Roll me
hiding
roll me another sleight of hand. Mantuka, what's your passive perception? I'm gonna say, because you're not actively looking to see if anyone's fucking with you right now.
Fuck if
You're
I
just
know. Hold on. Where's my
eyeing
dice?
people down.
It's probably been past an hour at this point, yeah.
No,
that. Oh, has it?
it was
my
30
passive
minutes
was-
since the start of all this. Yeah,
Actually, my pass is
Perfect.
14.
Well, then it was a 19 anyway.
as of 14. Wow.
Did you roll with advantage?
He did, and rolled a nat one on the second roll.
one
So.
was the one that was...
So yeah, without issue, you put your little your fucking magical tinkering on this rock, and the smell of just acrid shit, just BO shit, everything, every horrible scent you can imagine. And Mantuka, you notice as you're cleaning yourself, as you don't notice this happening, you're cleaning yourself and you're like, I should be smelling better. I'm getting clean. And then there's just the overwhelming stench of shit coming from just
Clearly,
you.
I'm going to aggressively try to remove this stench from my nethers.
Roll for scrub. Roll for scrub. Roll me a d20.
With advantage?
Sure.
There you
Go
go,
ahead.
get away.
What the fuck is happening?
So is this just a naked
Just
scrub?
a
like,
minotaur
like
trying
It
to
was
play
a
his
joke.
balls.
You don't actually have to roll for scrub, dude. It's not
Well,
coming
I feel
off.
like I should.
No matter what
Like-
you roll. I would say roll me.
It's not gonna...
Oh, nat one! I can't even find it. The wind was too fucking gusty. I couldn't get
Yeah.
to it.
Yep.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
The smell seeps into your fur, and I'm gonna say for like the next half a day, you're gonna just kind of smell like shit. With a nat one on that, I'm sorry, I would have to punish you for
Wait.
that a little bit.
I'm done. I'm going to go commune with my god.
Yeah, it's like when
I'm
essentially.
not even putting clothes on. I'm just like fucking walking.
Yeah, you know when you get, like when a pet gets, or a pet or someone gets sprayed by a skunk, that's effectively what just happened to you. You got skunked right out, and it's foul. And like you walk past people who just saw you bathe, and they're like, and like people actually, like a couple people actually go throw up behind
It's
it.
glandular.
I have a glandular problem.
You hear the sound of retching behind tents. Anyone who hasn't made it into the funeral procession yet is even more upset than they were before all their friends and family died. Mr. Maker, you have successfully, and like, Mantuka, I'm gonna say, what's your intelligence? Like, I'm gonna say it's on you now. Like the smell is on you, so that's not going away. But you definitely notice the smell is also lingering from where you were.
I would
I tell it's
shut
a
it
flat
off after we
10.
started leaving.
It's a
Flat
flat 10? Okay, so it just smells like shit. You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not like a fucking primate.
No.
I can still stop the smell. Though.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah, I will go over to him, and I will say, "Hey, have you seen this card? You know what this card does?" And it smells identical to the card from before.
Yeah,
in the
Febreze.
bar.
Yeah, was it lavender and like fresh meadow?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really nice. I'm like, look, you smell pretty bad, man. Here, for the small price of 1 gold, gotta make a business. I will gladly sell you this thing that will get rid of that nasty smell.
2 things.
Sure.
The first is I'm going to 100% do this, but the second, full meta, if I find out you did this to me, I'm going to murder you.
Of course.
If Mantuka finds out, he is
Of
going to
course.
murder you. Just like, disclaimer, I will fucking murder you, and I will do nasty
Yeah.
things to the robot
Sure.
for
So
dominance.
I'm
Of
gonna
course.
say, Mr.
But you can
Maker,
add a goal to your fucking to your pocket right now.
Okay, you
100%.
don't even need to roll a deception check. He's just believing you outright. So he
I'm
hands
just-
you a gold piece.
Fantastic. I hand him the thing and I deactivate the smell.
Okay, yeah. As soon as the card finds its way into your hand, you take it and you give it a sniff. And it smells like lavender and nice meadows and fresh breezes, especially all the Febreze scents just into one. It's the all dressed chipped of Febrezes. I stand by it. And the smell dissipates, leaving your fur and the surrounding area smelling once again fresh and clean and meadowy.
Yes, Mogus, I understand.
Yeah.
Move farther for bathing. My bad.
It's a good lesson to learn. A few people notice this interaction. You see, especially some of the younger people, like the children, are getting a pretty good laugh out of it. Especially the ones that were far enough away not to smell you. Like they all find this pretty amusing. No one really picks up on the con. Just the whole interaction was quite funny. God damn it.
I just had a realization that I could have used thaumaturgy to make fart sounds appear from his ass.
You could have. Yeah, you absolutely
should
could
have
have.
done that.
But you didn't.
Darn it.
Missed opportunity, dude. Missed opportunity.
I throw Stanislav a little wink.
There you go.
Stanislav is just kind of like leaning on a tree watching this from a distance, like with shit-eating grin on his face. It reminds him of his childhood.
That's fair. Yeah, no, absolutely. It reminds you very much of some of the similar pranks you shared with your brother out on the road. You know, putting a piece of camel dung.
We had
into the
literal
pillow.
stink bombs, though.
Yeah, like actual stink bombs. It was just flaming camel shit wrapped in linen, but it worked. It's effective.
Yep.
Even effective in combat if used with intelligence. However, as the evening comes to a close and the sun finally begins to set and that orange glow begins to kind of just take the entire sky, you notice the entire procession has now gathered around the kind of opening at the top of the cave system and are all looking down into the cavern below where the bodies of their loved ones have been placed for the ceremony. What would you all like to do in terms of participation? Are you going to stand in the crowd? Are you going to distance yourselves? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stand at the front of the crowd if I can.
Yeah, I figured as much. People kind of gesture you forward and like usher you through. You kind of approach, you feel different hands on your back kind of guiding you to the front. And then you stand and Borlian is there next to you. He just puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of holds it there for a second.
I find a nearby stump and get back to tinkering.
Okay. You're just kind of working along. I'm going to say you probably made most of the progress you're going to make for today on that, but you're kind of like essentially just using this time to like work out any little kinks in the design and everything. Mantuka and Stanny, what about you?
I'm gonna just kind of, I'm not gonna stand with everybody, but I'm gonna like just find a different stump or a tree to lean against and just kind of watch from a distance, keeping an eye on Gregory. And he's he doesn't need Stanny's support for this.
No.
He with his people.
He's with his peeps. Okay. As the sunrise continues to cast that orange glow over all of you, kind of just through the treetops, managing to shine on the group, Borlian kind of stands and just begins to say, he's speaking what appears to be some kind of funeral word. It is not in a language you all understand. Gather. Do any of you speak Sylvan? Or any of the other natural-based languages?
Like what?
Nope.
Elvish?
It would be Sylvan. Elvish probably would have some similar lines in it.
I got Elvish.
Okay. So you pick up on some of it, and a lot of what he's talking about is very centered around the moon, how these people came to us. He's essentially going through the lists of all these people, starting from the oldest. You learn the names of all the deceased. Jared, Erdy, Gerard, but with a J.
Does he like gesture to the bodies when he is naming them?
Each one? And at this point, I'm assuming you're gonna take down the names by the measurements.
Names.
Yeah, I figured. He lists off everyone, and then he finally gets to Ora. And you see a moment where he has to kind of steel himself a little as he looks down at the body of his niece, who he assisted in the sending to her death in a way. It was him who put her on assignment, and he takes a minute, and he's trying to speak, and he's struggling to do so. The words just aren't coming to him. And it's strange to see a man of his size, stature, and ferocity brought to wordlessness, but that's just where he stands. And he ends up just not saying any words at all. Says a silent prayer to himself, and then looks out to the crowd.
It's in that moment that Greg just without even losing eye contact with him, he just like takes the bone mask out, slaps it on, and in a puff of black smoke this time, no blood, no gore, just
yep.
Then he's a wolf.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna howl.
He puts his hand in before you let the howl out. He just looks down at the bodies one more time. May the moon forever guide you. And he too turns into a wolf. And you see, well, not everyone here is a lycanthrope themselves. A lot of them are family members of people who came here to flee prosecution in other parts of the world. But those who do share the blood all begin to take their various animal forms. Mostly wolves. There's a couple others. And as the last words escape Orlean's mouth and he transforms himself, they all join Gregory in one final howl for these individuals. Recently deceased. Kind of send them off on their way. Just one loud, cacophonous "ow, ow, ow" to the skies.
Love it!
You see the moon glowing brightly. Not quite full, but close.
Ikesh neighs like a wolf.
And as the howl comes to a close, you see the last glow of orange just disappear beyond the horizon.
As that happens, I'd like to cast that.
Okay.
The invisibility, just to see, because you can see into the ethereal plane a little bit. See if I see anything.
All right. Okay, this is cool. Roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Damn.
You gonna flash a genius that?
Yeah.
I know your tricks. I just check. So a 12. That's enough with the sea invisibility. So as you're watching this, you begin to see kind of wandering, almost appearing from the trees, or the single tree in the middle of this clearing, and some of the bushes. You see these small, sprightly figures begin to emerge. And they all take a second to approach the different bodies, and they all begin touching them. None of you see this. What you would see, the group who is not, was what appears to be firefly-like lights, kind of just dancing around these bodies. Like fireflies are just materializing out of this tree, seemingly out of the mask shape from where Gregory's mask came. Seemingly some kind of connection there. And as you do, Mr. Maker, you watch these tiny sprites with their little wings just fluttering approach these bodies and begin touching them. And as they do, you see the vines begin to grow around them, and other vines from the surface of the earth and the bushes around, and vines from the tree, or roots from the trees begin coming up, wrapping themselves around this body. And over the period of about 5 minutes, you watch as all 6 of these corpses are naturally interred, as the earth almost opens up to accept them, as they are just wrapped amongst the undergrowth, seemingly laid to rest. And while I know it's early, that's going to be where we take our break for today.
So before we do, I'd like to just say, the way I cast that spell, by the way.
Yeah.
I got those glasses. There's a little lever on the side of them. I just press it down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
They glow a little blue.
Yeah, you all notice Mr. Maker's glasses kind of glowing a faint shade of blue, and he's looking down at these fireflies, to what you perceive them as, with a fair degree of interest. And Mr. Maker, this is not something you're used to. You've never seen sprites or creatures of the Fae like this, but they appear to have made an appearance here and had some kind of natural thing. I also need someone to roll me a D100, because we got a weather check in chat. Before
weather check! Stan, you got it?
I don't care who did.
Oh, Yeah, Stan's got it.
Stan's
Don't worry,
got it.
It's coming.
Okay. So as the sun dips beyond the horizon, you notice clouds begin to just kind of appear in the sky, beginning to manifest. So someone rolled a 53 already. And
But our rolls
47.
have been the same though.
I don't know. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, it is. It's 45 is the cutoff. So as the as you're all
What's
watching,
that?
and the clouds begin to just fill the sky. It's a very light cloud cover, and there's just a light drizzle of rain on your faces as these bodies are interred into the earth. No thunder, no wind, really. It's a very light, almost mist that hits you all, but you feel the light spattering of moisture on your faces as you look down into the cavern below and say your final goodbyes to the individuals who gave their lives trying to fight off the same enemy that you came here to defeat. That is where we're going to take our break. A little bit of an early one today, but I got to hit the bathroom, and it's probably going to be like a lot of RP happening later, and I don't want to interrupt that. So we're just going to do this now, end off on this little strong point. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Please do stick around. We will not be long. We got 20 people in here. I love you all.
Boog.
Thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to go get like a fucking little more energy drink and some positivity in me because I was sad. I'm a little sad now. A little sad. Anyway, we'll be back in 10, folks. We'll see y'all soon. What's up, everybody? We are
Moby
back.
Hoon.
Moby. Why, you motherfucker, dude. Okay. We had a fun break. Wow, sorry we were a little late coming back there. I hope everyone had a good one. Thank you all for sticking around. Welcome in, Rimlock. Hope you're having a good day. We appreciate y'all coming to hang out. And all the goodies. It's been a fun day. It's been a little, actually, it's been a sad day. Who am I kidding? I just had to roleplay a funeral. That hurt a bit.
Yeah, we were all cutting onions.
Yeah, a little bit. I forgot the words I wanted to say because I got sad. So he just didn't say any. He was just sad.
Oh.
Like the DM.
Mantuka was cutting the cheese.
Oh,
That too.
You got the D&D adventure box set. Let's go, dude. I respect it. Welcome in. Yeah, we're gonna be fucking diving back into it. Quick recap: we did a little funeral procession, a little service for the folks who passed away during the valiant defense of the Fangtusk Caverns, and yeah, it was a bit of a moment. At the end of that, however, the ceremony coming to a close and the sun having officially set behind the horizon. What'd you all like to do for the evening? Some people have begun to hand out drinks. There's a feast about to be made. You gather. A big part of their funeral rites here is a little bit of a celebration of life after. So it looks like some drinks are being handed around. What are y'all doing? Like, the evening is open to you. Oh, cat.
Catty.
He's
Oh
cat
man, you
loafing.
got 112% wants drinks.
Chowder has been sleeping
I-
for like 3 days. He's got his nuts snipped off on Friday. He's not happy.
I have one whiskey on the rocks in a glass that you guys have
Nice.
no clue how I kept it safe.
Where'd
But I
you-
pull it out of my back pocket.
I'm not going to question where you got ice, but we're going to need to discuss at some point. But
Okay.
Jericho missile box, thanks.
he's
The
got
thing
it.
is-
Figure
Yeah,
it out.
obviously.
Figure it out. He's got it.
It's not really ice.
You think Tony Stark would be that unprepared?
It's just little
Come on.
things of glass to make it look like there's
Oh
ice
yeah,
in
so
the whiskey.
photo shoot ice. Got you.
Yeah,
I know how that
exactly.
works. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And
So you're
it's
sitting
just-
there drinking your whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah.
Kind of just
Sitting
still
on a stump off
still
to the
working
side.
on your designs, sipping. You just like, you don't want to miss out on the festivities a little bit, but you also got
Yeah, I'm
fucking work to
slowly
do.
swaying, but
Yeah,
also
you got
just-
work to do. Yeah. Oh, we're smoking too. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah.
Stanislav has found Gregory at this point. Wants to hang out with him.
Yeah, Gregory turned
We're
into.
smoking.
Yeah. Everyone's getting fucking high, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're drinking coffee. Okay, Gregory at this point.
I was gonna mourn some debts, but then I got high.
Love it.
I thought you
Fucking
thought that
God,
was
I gotta get this tray. I did for a second. It looks like a
No,
bong.
it's-
Just right now, just on the edge, it looked like a bong.
coffee.
Anyway, you're about this big on my monitor, by the way.
That's fair.
I don't like to look at you guys. Anyway,
You're a puny little
well,
anti-squishy.
you squish bit. Gregory being like, do you come out of wolf form right away, or are you gonna linger for a bit? I guess that's my question to you. Okay, you find Gregory slightly smaller than the werewolves who have transformed into their wolf forms. You see Gregory with his kind of like the fur that still kind of matches his hair color a little bit, slightly more diminutive wolf making his way about, and a few of the other individuals have transformed back into their normal self. While a number have seemingly decided to run off into the forest and begin the hunt for the evening's meal. As part of the tradition, the funeral feast is always hunted the night up. Yeah, what are you going to do with Wolf Gregory?
I'm going to, whether he likes it or not, give him wolf face scritchies. Because I can't resist.
You get under the chin there, the two hands kind of deal. Absolutely.
I find it at first, but then I'm just like.
Does your leg twitch?
Oh yeah.
Find that one spot on your neck.
Yep. Then I kind of break out of it, and I just kind of like. I start like nudging you and nudging towards the forest, and I'm like.
I think that means he wants to hunt. I don't know.
All right. You guys go to the woods to get it on?
Yep, yep, we're going to.
Peter, no.
We're going to do things.
Full sprint.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm with
fucking dude. Okay, wow, y'all.
Mantuka doesn't want this love.
I feel like you could still run as fast as that wolf, Stanislav.
Oh yeah, I have 50 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Oh, you run faster than
40.
I can.
No, sorry, I have 40.
He's he's an athlete. Yeah. Okay, so like. Gregory takes off towards the wolf or the woods, and you just take off after him like Olympic track sprinter speed. Take off into the forest at full tilt.
I'm gonna both cast enhance ability on myself, giving me Cat's Grace, and I'm gonna use
that's good.
And I'm gonna use my channel divinity for Peerless Athlete. For this, it's worth going all in.
Yes.
All right. Damn. Okay, so as you take off into the forest,
speed,
but the first thing I need you to do is make me an acrobatics or dexterity saving throw, please. As the wolves are a little more nimble and used to traversing through the woods at high speed, and you're having to dodge branches, stumps, rocks, bushes, everything as you're making your way through the brush and the undergrowth. So go ahead and roll that for me.
At advantage.
Hey, Gregory, you don't even have to. 10's decent.
You can add 4 to that.
Yeah, you're fine. You're a wolf. You're used to traversing the floors. This is more for the 6 foot some tall.
I rolled a nat 20.
Natural 20 rolling paladin zipping through in plate armor too. Apparently, that's true. Yeah, you don't wear
no,
plate,
I'm wearing hush root chainmail.
Yeah, you got that chainmail on. Yeah,
I've got the plate, right?
It's super light.
What do I have? I have the plate armor.
I don't know.
I had like an armor
plate. Check your character sheet and let me know.
Yeah.
It's not on my character sheet. It's from the last fight we did. There was a.
Oh, your loot. Did you write down your loot?
Yes.
You did? You definitely took the notes and wrote down the loot you earned for yourself? Because number one rule is I don't keep track after I give it to you. That's on y'all.
Question mark,
if you remember, though, I was very, very sick.
I'm giving you a pass because you were sick, and I went like an hour and a half longer than I told you we would. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm very sorry about that. I apologize. To you. It was a fun session, though. Come on.
Sure. You'll forgive me for not remembering.
Yeah, we'll check the VOD after the session, and I'll let you know. I believe it was pretty basic armor, though. It was like a breastplate or something, but we'll figure that out. God damn it! You get a pass for being sick. That's true. So how are you all joining in the festivities?
But for future reference, you can watch this on YouTube. That's right, this stream on YouTube, so you never, in game or out of game, need to forget where you were.
On some tangents today. Since the break, it's just been downhill. Like we had a really beautiful moment, and then you want to pee?
Mm-hmm.
Like in game or right now?
Yeah. What do I roll to pee?
Nothing. You just pee. It's implied. It's like we know everyone takes a shit. We don't have to roleplay.
I'd like to do one of those.
No. Oh, we're not.
All right. We're hunting.
Oh my god. Yeah, please. Thank you. Okay. Gregory, are you actively trying to track down a kill, or are you trying to keep up with the pack? What's the goal here with running into the forest? You see Stanislav just dexterously dodging between trees, like one-handing himself over rocks, swinging the feet around. It's very athletic seeming. It's beautiful.
I also have a javelin in my hand, so.
He does. He has just a single javelin. He's like just zipping through the forest, almost faster than you. With a nat 20, I'd say he almost is like doing better than you are at this.
I would say, yeah, Greg's like just
anytime he's within 10 feet of me, he has 10 extra feet of movement speed, so it helps.
There you go.
It's just I look back to like be all like cool for a second, and then I just like, where is he? And I look ahead of me.
On your left.
Yeah.
Okay. Greg wouldn't have a plan though. He would just be like, he's pretty pissed. He's pretty sad. He's just running full tilt. First thing he sees that moves, really.
Okay. I will say you can either roll me perception or survival, because survival would be to track a prey, and perception is just to see the first one that comes up. Stanislav, same rules to you, unless you have something else you'd like to do.
I actually think someone just gave Gregory disadvantage in the chat.
No, he gave him advantage. I got disadvantage.
Oh, advantage. My bad.
Yeah, but you can't give disadvantage to the players, just to me. For my little way of balancing this out.
16 on.
You rolled a nat 1 and a 17. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Woo! Thank you for that advantage, Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty saves the day, dude. With that, it doesn't take you long.
I'm looking for something large, by the way,
Yeah,
so I know how many people there are.
Yeah, you got a pretty sizable little tribe. 6 less now. Ooh, too soon. Sorry. Doesn't take you long. With you gather a lot of the animals. Hearing all the howls and general commotion have kind of distanced themselves from camp. So it takes a little bit. So you probably run for a good 20 minutes before you even start seeing wildlife.
I'm fit as fuck.
Yeah, you're not even like, you don't slow down at any point. You just like long range.
Just a couple of sexy
beads
beads of sweat here and there.
Yeah, and the hair is still blowing in the wind even more than usual. Still with the little help that you like to give it to keep it looking all majestic.
If you stare hard enough, it almost looks as if it's in slow motion, but it's not.
He's running as fast as fuck, but his hair is like slow-mo blowing in the wind.
Yes!
That's a weird image. I need some art of that. Someone needs to draw that. Doesn't take you long with those rolls. Even Gregory, in your compromised mental state, we'll say, with everything that's gone on in the past couple days, losing a friend, dying, funeral, it's all been a lot. But you managed to hone in on your predatory senses and find yourself a rather large... what appears to be a deer. Quite large.
Immediately just going for it. No sneaking, no nothing. Just balls to the walls.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna know you're coming.
Is the deer alone?
Yeah, it seems to be. May have wandered off from something. If you want to keep looking for this is just the first thing you see. If you want to keep looking with your roll, I'd say it won't take you long to find other animals. There are other deer in the vicinity. This is just the first thing you see. Gregory, go ahead and... since you didn't stealth, I'm going to say just roll initiative with me. You roll, I'll roll, and we'll see which one gets to act first real quick. And then if it ends up going into something more, we'll do more initiative. But essentially, it's just 3 people. Okay, 16. Yeah. Go ahead and make me an attack roll then, because without effort, you're so fast moving up to this. You think it's the boost that Stanislav is giving you? You get that little extra.
Yeah. Okay.
You eat shit.
Yeah, as you're running, you pick up speed and you just take off. You leap off a stump, and as you're flying through the air towards this deer, it looks up and sees you, and you just lunge your paws forward, and you just kind of miscalculated that jump, and you slam paws first into what appears to be a fairly sizable boulder. You were running full tilt. I'm gonna say you fall prone. I'm not gonna have you take damage, but as you hit this rock, you just tumble head over tea kettles and are laying prone about 10 feet past the deer. You just went at the extra 10 feet that Stanislav gave you, just kind of threw off your hunting instincts a little.
It's like getting pushed while you're running a little bit down.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just that little extra zhuzh there. And you miss it entirely. Stanislav, you have a chance to do something before this deer reacts if you want. It starts running as this like wolf barrels out of the forest towards it, but it's not nearly out of your range yet. So go ahead and roll me an attack roll with the javelin too, please.
Oh man.
Please be an at one. Please. Come on, baby. Come on.
What's it gonna be? is it gonna be?
Did you turn the kappa face off?
No, I didn't turn the capital
15.
off.
Oh, okay.
Does 15 hit a deer?
Nobody
Yeah,
told me
absolutely.
my camera was off.
I didn't know your camera was off. I didn't even, like I said, you guys are this big on my screen.
you-
I have like 5 different Chrome
I rolled max
windows
damage,
full
too.
of notes open. I can't see anything. Yeah, that's more than enough. With a 15,
Right in the face.
as the deer like lunges off into the forest, you just manage to huck this javelin towards it, catching it right in the side, going right into the heart, and it just immediately tumbles into the dirt, it dead instantly. There was not a lot of hit points there. You just eviscerated this deer, and Gregory, you kind of tumble up, regain your composure, and like do that thing that animals do when they do something stupid sometime. They kind of look around for a second, make sure no one noticed. Stanislav definitely noticed.
But you don't see him looking at you. You see him like posing after the throw, like in the follow through, because it was just really the perfect throw. It was
Like
kind of like art.
a Roman statue kind of deal. Just-
Wow.
He will
like
never
it.
move from that spot.
I
Ever
respect
again.
it. Yeah, the wind's
He
still
sees
blowing.
him like-
He
golden
sees you,
statue.
see him, and breaks out of it.
The weirdest thing about it is even though he is standing rock still, like not moving a muscle, his hair is still blowing in the wind behind him. And the deer is slain. So you've killed one thing, and you can continue on with your hunting trip or take your kill back to the camp. That is your choice.
There's a moment of like,
Oh my god.
and I've done the thing. He just looks around. He's like, no one's gonna know. Okay. He just goes over to the deer and starts like kind of just like pulling the javelin out with his teeth. He's like, and reverts form. Just starts trying. Oh, all right. That was really cool, Stan. Should we bring this back?
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty big haul. I'm gonna just come over, and he just kind of like picks it up with 1.5 hands and just easily slumps it over his shoulder.
Yeah, like it's
I
heavy.
still have my channel divinity up.
Yeah, it is.
So I can carry twice as much as I normally can.
Sized deer. I don't know how much a deer usually weighs, but it is bigger than average.
Let's see.
And you easily manage to sling it over your shoulder.
Let's see what I can carry.
And then there's just like as they're walking, both of them, there's a moment where Greg's like thinking about standing over Aura and just the words that he said to himself, just like, I need to rethink things. He starts on the walk back looking for like spicy herbs and shit, things that will be good for like, it's just like,
okay,
maybe I need to rethink the way I go at things. And so he not
I
whatever.
respect it. Roll me a nature or survival check, your choice.
Hell yeah.
Good with either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say nature's like to determine which ones would be good, and survival's to find them. But you got
Nice.
really good roll. You do manage to find some mushrooms too that could go good in a stew or as a side. You do manage to find a number of herbs. You're kind of like, you get some thyme in there. You know, you got a decent little bit of rosemary. You got all kinds of goodies.
Stan, look, I found a whole bunch of stuff. I think most of it's good. Pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit,
wait
awesome.
for that one there.
Oh, don't worry. I can do a little thing to make sure that everything's edible.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Let's go back. This is good. This is
Nice.
great. I kind of like the whole celebration of life thing. You know, it's good. Why get all sad?
It's a good attitude to have, definitely.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Good
if we got sad every time someone died, we'd be sad a lot.
Plus, I have a pretty good source that people who die, as long as they were good people, are in good hands.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of nice. That's a nice way to think about it. Okay, I'll believe that too.
Well, if it helps, it's my brother who told me that, and he's quite a good example of it.
Hmm. Did I meet your brother?
Very briefly, I think back when we were in the camp, he was still there, but he left with the cart to go back to with his people.
Yeah, to jog your memory, when you guys first met, he was a purple skinned tiefling, quite in contrast to Stanislav, like kind of like Stanny's goth brother a little, whereas Stanislav's shiny, wearing light colored clothing, always catching the sun.
Yeah. The only
Elsevier
similarity
not
was
so
that
much.
they both had shiny golden eyes.
And had very similar accents, but Elsevier is like just all black, like gothed out at all times.
Do you ever miss him?
Oh, all the time. I know he's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure everyone that we're doing this for them, right? The people we left behind.
Mm-hmm. Carry on their living memory.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring these back. Before, is that heavy at all?
I mean, a little bit, but
Right, only a little bit. Sure. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, without effort. And as you approach the returning to the camp, you begin to hear what sounds like very faint music. This very rudimentary percussion. You're not even sure if it's a drum. It might be a hollowed out log, but people have begun to make music in whatever way they can and make noise into the night, if you will. And after a while, it only takes you about you're not running full speed anymore, so it takes you about 30 minutes to get back because you ran about 20. And you make your way in, and there's now a large fire burning in the center of camp. They've kind of put all their wood together to make a big bonfire. And there's a cooking spit over it. It's like the fire's probably about 2-3 feet high. It's quite large, and then there's just a large cooking spit over top of it. And you see people have begun to gather around it. Borlian is kind of participating in the festivities as it is tradition, but you see a bit of a cloud hanging over him, and a few other people you gather who lost loved ones that were a little closer to them than the rest of the group.
I'm gonna cast what is it here? Purify food and drink.
Okay.
On fuck it, both the deer and the
and
stuff
Gregory.
that he has.
And Gregory.
Yes, on Gregory himself.
Yes, very good.
Because
very good.
Mantuka's being eyeing him. I'm kidding.
That's true. During this time, Mr. Maker, you were drinking your whiskey on the rocks and doing some tinkering. Mantuka, what do you got going on while all of this is happening? You see all the wolves take off into the forest. Stanislav just sprints after Gregory. What are you doing?
Nothing. I had a bath and it went bad. I'm not doing fucking anything. I'm just going to drink, and then hopefully, if people want to talk about like war stories, if people want to fuck around and want to toss stuff and like feed strength, I'm down. I'm just gonna gauge the vibe.
Okay, we're vibe gauging.
I already vibe gauged once. It didn't go well, so I'm just gonna be like, most bad, and just kind of like vibe check.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mantuka out here with the socials.
Right. I'm gonna say roll me an insight check just to gauge up the crowd. Yeah,
like,
gauge up the crowd. Let's do it.
Tables and fucking
insight check. Throw boulders. Yeah, no, I get it.
Arm wrestle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up.
No pants.
Let's see if you can find the right crowd, because like there might, if you roll low, you might end up approaching the wrong crowd. But we'll see what happens.
There you go.
My flash of genius.
Did the roll not go through again? There it went. Nope, it didn't go through. Where'd it go?
What?
It didn't go on to fucking roll 20 again.
It's 17 plus 4.
Yeah, it's 17.
Did my roll 20 die? Whoop.
Do you not see me?
No, I didn't see it either.
No, I only saw it on
D&D Beyond. Yeah, it didn't go through again. It's fine. 17 is reasonable.
I will unfuck myself.
Plus 5 if he flash of genius too.
That's true. Jeez.
17
Okay.
plus 5.
All the social skills tonight. It doesn't take you. I took a bath and it went bad. That needs to go on a t-shirt as well. That's the next one. We have a Mantuka shirt. It's great. You very quickly hone in on the individuals that you think might offer you the most festive time at this camp. As you're kind of looking around, you do see some of the larger individuals have kind of all gathered around a table and are arm wrestling. Well, there's two people in the middle arm wrestling. The rest have kind of gathered in a circle and they're beginning to cheer like, yeah! And you can't make out who's wrestling currently, but it just appears to be pretty built up if you want to go over to it. Other than that, there are a few other individuals who are rather stout and hardy, but don't appear to be taking any kind of festivities beyond just the drinking.
Full disclosure, Mantuka's trying to be good, so I'm just gonna like smash some beverages. I'll go linger near the boisterous boys arm wrestling.
Okay.
I'm being good. I fucked up once today. Mogus is watching. Okay, like I'm just low key.
All right, you approach the group. You kind of
24-hour
silently, kind of lingering in the back, arms crossed, kind of pushing your like pecs up a little bit and flexing the muscles a little, like you're standing kind of tight, but you're
very Terry Crews.
Yeah, very, very much so. And you kind of look in, and you now see what appears to be two individuals. One is a woman with kind of lightish blonde hair, but it's starting to like turn to white almost. Like she's rather like, I'd say probably 40s at this point. She is built. You like would probably guess she was a lumberjack at one point in her life. She's extremely built, like shoulder and arm muscles from swinging axes for most of her younger life, and she is currently just working. Yeah, absolutely. And then you see what appears to be a younger man, maybe in his early 20s. Also very rippling in muscles, but appears to be more of a straight up warrior as opposed to someone who's just worked many long, hard, laborious hours in their life. And he is just slowly leaning back as she's just reaming on his arm. And
intergender arm wrestling? Oh yeah, sign me up.
She's bad bitch, dude. I'm gonna have him. I have to roll at disadvantage. I don't know how I roll that.
Doesn't matter. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna roll 2. The left will be her. Okay, so he manages to like move back to the middle a little bit, and she's struggling at this point. You see a bead of sweat beginning to trickle down her face, and then she kind of just gives it one big push and throws all of her weight into it with 14 and now. Oh yeah, okay, so dude rolled a nat 1. As she does, she just like throws the weight down, and his arm just slams into the table hard enough that you're pretty sure you heard a knuckle crack. And he's just, did you have to fucking do that? And she's just like, go on, get out of here, find me someone who's actually gonna be a challenge. He's just like kind of, and she just smiles. You gather it's
she
like
sounds like the Joker.
Gather a little bit of a light back and forth. There's some shit talk happening, but it's pretty unhostile. And she's just like, is there anyone else? Anyone? Come on. She's just smiling. She's having a great time. You can tell that alcohol's been flowing a bit. And then she kind of sees this hulking minotaur standing at the back of the crowd. There's some tall folks here, but you're still visible, and those horns stick straight up into the sky. You, big man. She just smiles as she looks at you.
You don't want me, girl.
I've beat everybody else. I've been here a long time. Don't get a lot of new faces. Show me what you got, big guy.
Always good to go out a winner.
What? I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Always good to go out a winner.
Okay.
To her.
So no?
Sure.
Okay. She just takes out a stack of coins, places them on the table. Looks to be about 10 silver pieces. They don't bet big here. They don't have a lot of finances, but she puts a little money down on the table.
Then she asks, why so serious?
I'm sorry it ended up being a Joker voice. I didn't mean for that, okay? It just happened. Fuck you.
I'll match the purse.
Okay, you throw another 10 silver piece down. She's like, okay, let's go. She puts her arm up. You just like, as she flexes her fingers, each one, you just hear as she just cracks each one. And she just waits for you.
Last chance, pretty girl. I beat a baby 2 weeks ago.
Impressive. You're a big, strong one, aren't you?
Turned into a bear. It was aggravating.
That would be.
All right, let's fucking do this.
She puts her hand out.
I want to lock hands, but then I want to like forehead
to
forehead.
Fuck
like,
both you guys.
interconnection.
Yeah. Okay. You kind of lean in to the point you're like almost.
Hairy fucking forehead.
She doesn't quite feel that, but she definitely smells your breath, and she's like, takes a second. She's a little put off by it.
Rock runs into the tent.
And we're gonna go, and we're gonna like. Okay, so the goal here, this is how we're gonna do this. You need to get 3 wins in a row, or 3 wins to get to the end, and we're gonna try to balance that out. Okay. We're gonna roll just straight strength checks. She has a bonus of 4.
Great strength.
That's actually gonna be it's gonna be athletics. So
it's gonna be athletics.
Yeah, with her proficiency, it would be.
Just make it performance.
It'd just be 7. So she has a bonus of 7 to her rolls.
Cool. All right, let's fucking do this.
I don't have a sheet for her. I'm just going off the math. Proficiency plus 4 strength.
15.
I don't know why your rolls aren't coming through. It's bothering me. I rolled a natural 1.
Boom! Suck it, Donnie.
So as she leans in, you notice the confidence leave her face immediately as you begin to push, and she loses 2 positions. So you're one good roll away from a victory at this point, and she's already struggling to maintain herself, but she starts pushing back. You see the muscles begin to ripple, the sweat begins to pour down the side of her cheek. She's hanging on for dear life. All right, we're gonna roll one more time.
I would like to, between this, lean down closely and intimidate her.
You're gonna intimidate? How are you? Okay. Okay.
I want to be like nose to nose, like growling, like last chance to the last. You can still save your hide.
Roll me an intimidation check using your. If I don't know if you're proficient or not, but you could use your strength.
I'm sure
as a bonus.
Shit not. Hold on.
You can use your strength for the intimidation because you are intimidated. Doesn't fucking matter anyway.
Okay, it doesn't
I have
matter.
it open now so I can see the dice rolls. All right, I got you. It's a 3. Yeah, so I'm not even fucking. Yeah, she doesn't even flinch. She just smiles.
Yeah. You licked her nose.
She just kind of like at that point a little taken aback, but still good to go. All right, roll again. Come on, dude.
Oh yeah.
I rolled a 2 plus 7, which is 9. You got a 21. Okay,
Bitch,
so with
please,
that, easily just thump. Ryan, what the fuck, dude? Your face in the galaxy. I hate it. I have it open now. Hells, thank you. I guess it's for chat now. You just slam her hand down into the table. She didn't have a chance. I rolled so shit that whole time. What the fuck? And she just looks up at you. Well, I gotta say, I'm impressed. First person to beat me in about 3 years.
I'm glad one of us is. Anyway. And I'm gonna go get my fucking drink on.
She just slides the 10 silver over to you.
Fuck her. I don't want it.
She slides it back over to herself as soon as you get up and leave it there. She doesn't even hesitate. Wow, shame. She just kind of like looks down for a second. Kind of like gets up and just leaves the table defeated and kind of sad after that. And then some of the other people gather around and begin arm wrestling again in different groups. Stop making... Okay, seriously. Come on.
Praise Mogus!
Let's see you live with 30 voices in your head every Monday night and tell me how you fucking do. It's fine. It's fine. One of those voices is really sad!
I'm just getting dirt in my eye. Just have dirt in my eye.
It's dirt! Okay. That was good, Peter. Okay, as this is all happening, at individual points throughout the evening, you all notice your prisoner just tied with his hands behind a tree, horribly mangled fingers that have not been tended to at all. He has received no medical treatment. The swelling in the face has begun to go down at this point, a little bit.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, of course. Like, he's been there all day. He has not been anywhere but tied to this fucking tree all day. You guys haven't acknowledged him. You haven't spoken to him. Okay. Roll me an attack with advantage because he's restrained.
What would that be? Unarmed strike?
Yeah, unarmed strike. Just straight up strength. Nat 20. So the damage is literally just 1 because you don't get your strength modifier.
Doubled.
So you get a 2.
Doubled.
You punch him in the face for 2 whole damage as you critically strike him. And you just see, like, the bit where his eye was just starting to be visible begin to close up. And you see a small bit of fluid beginning to leak out that doesn't exactly look like blood. And he at this point, he just winces, but he doesn't let out any more than that. He bites his teeth down. You see his fangs kind of digging into his lip, a little trickle of blood. It looks like you may have just popped this man's eyeball. This is just throughout the night. You could be doing whatever you... I'd say you're probably still hunting. Because Mr. Maker's the only one who's been sitting there, like, the entire time.
So I kind of look up from my tinkering, see that the swelling has gone down a little. I step over there, just pop him, and then turn around and immediately just go walk back to my stump and get back to tinkering.
He just spits out a pile of blood on the ground. He doesn't let out a sound beyond that, but you see the last thing before you turn around, he is shaking in pain. You fucked his eye up real good. Wow. UI is just like, are we going to start feeling bad about that at any point?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
It's a Prado.
Yep. That got dark. Okay. It's just a party. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do to end out the evening before we move on to a long rest?
At one point, seeing the condition that he's in and knowing that we need somebody alive, I'm just gonna walk over to him and just silently put, like, fuck it, like 10 points of lay on hands in him.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna.
As you come over and begin reaching out to touch him, he kind of like doesn't quite wince, but he just moves a little slowly back from your touch. And not being able to go any further, you just put your hand on his shoulder and pump a little healing life into him. And
Do I notice this?
Most likely. Are you hiding it?
Yeah, there's a little. No.
Yeah,
and
so
regardless of what I do, there's a little glow where I touch him.
yeah, there's like a little handprint that kind of glows under Stanislav's hand, and then you see the swelling in his face begin to go down, and you hear what sounds like bones setting a little bit.
I pull him off to the side. All right.
And you just hear the crack of bones
Stanislav.
as things kind of right themselves.
Do you look like pissed right now?
A little pissed. Not like super pissed or anything. Just like, yo, man, why are you doing that? Why are you healing him up?
Look, I understand that you're mad at him, and trust me as much as anybody else. I understand how you feel, but we need him alive. And
This isn't about
looking like
being mad
that,
at him.
I don't think he was going to make the trip back.
Oh, this isn't about being mad at him. I promised him a lifetime of torture until he talks. It's a very, very simple exchange here.
Well, then think of it as extending that lifetime that you get with him.
Fair enough. I go over and break one of his fingers again.
Oh
All
God.
right, get UI to do it.
Okay, you're gonna get UI to do it? Alright.
Yeah, I gestured to UI. I'm like, go break his finger.
I just shake my head and walk away.
He
Little chuckle, but
he walks over and tries to like get a good grasp on the finger, but at this point the guy begins to struggle a bit, and it seems like UI is having trouble getting a firm grip on
Do I not roll
something.
for that?
I can roll. What was I was just going as like a basic skill check, but yeah, no, he beats it. He's just essentially manages to keep his fingers out of the robot's grasp long enough.
Wait, but I didn't roll it.
Oh, go ahead. Roll me an attack.
What do
I was looking at the 5 that was there. My bad. 19. Okay. That definitely does it, even with his bonus on the 10. Should have been a grapple check. Whatever. He just reaches and grabs him. And you hear... And he just wide-eyed now with the swelling having gone down. You see what appears to be an almost empty eye socket. Like a little bit of stuff left in it. But the one functional eye is just glaring at you with pure rage. And while you're back there, you notice, like, he does have a number of broken fingers now. He just, like, has a couple that appear to be functional. Which may be worse in the long run, because it's just more fingers to break.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, maybe Stanny did you a favor on that one. We'll see. That got dark. What'd you say to him real quick there?
I said, you can stop this at any time. And then I walk away. I don't expect him to tell me.
He doesn't respond. At this point, he is pretty much past talking. So, is that it for the evening then?
Get back around there. Yeah.
Okay. Are you still...
I assume a great feast is had and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it's delicious. It's delectable. Throughout the night, your drinks are served. The number of animals that were caught are brought back and cooked in various ways. There's a stew being made. There's a deer being cooked on a spit. You're good. It's going to be a good feast. And as the night kind of draws to a close and people begin stumbling into their respective tents and finding their evening's rest, you find at the end, sitting alone, for anyone who stays up late enough, is Borlian just staring into the flames.
I'm going to stay up with him. Just like, across the fire, like not trying to sit next to him or anything, but I'm like, I won't go to bed until he does.
Okay. You just sit opposite, and he kind of looks up and sees you both and just silently nods, seemingly appreciating the company, but also appreciating the silence. As the night goes on for a time, it isn't probably more than an hour or so before the alcohol begins to kick in, and you hear a hearty snoring sound coming from across the flames as you just and just big hearty breaths as Borlean slips off into a sleep, just kind of slouched back against a log by the fire.
It's pretty cool here, right?
It's a pretty neat place, gotta say. Didn't expect anything like it.
I didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool going against the things you don't expect. Terrifying, but cool.
Say that again.
1 second here. I'm just gonna lay down for like 2 seconds, okay?
Gregory just puts his head into the grass and just out within a matter of seconds.
I'm gonna find a couple of blankets or pelts or whatever and cover these two up, and then fuck it, curl up next to it. I'll have Akesh come over and curl up next to him.
They both lay down by the fire. Everyone kind of sleeps out around the bonfire for the evening, except maybe Maker and Mentuka, but that's up to you guys. And throughout the evening, since you are actively like in the clearing by where your prisoner is tied, every time you begin to hear like the faint sound of snoring coming from that tree, you hear the sound of metallic hand hitting swollen face, and then the figures. And at one point you hear just, "If I ever get the chance, I'm going to rip your fucking arms off." And that's the last thing you kind of hear from this guy before another ping as he's seemingly whacked in the face once more. The following morning, you all awaken.
I yell out from the tent.
Okay.
Try it.
As the night just kind of comes to a close, you all get to hit that big old long rest button.
Love that button.
I love that button as you awake the following morning as the sun begins to crest over the edge of the horizon, bringing light to the sky once more. It's the start of a new day. Someone roll me a D100.
Who's doing it?
I'll do it again if you want me to.
Okay.
Whoever gets first. 43. It's no, it's actually below 40. So the rain begins to come to a stop. It's still quite cloudy. There's a heavy fog hanging over the Daggerwood Forest this morning, but the rain has seemingly stopped, though there's still a fair amount of moisture in the air. You imagine it'll mostly be dealt with by the heat of the afternoon. Some people have begun to awaken. A number of folks have begun kind of beginning to rearrange and clean up after the festivities from the night before. Borlean goes, as he awakens, immediately into the cavern, and then emerges about 5 minutes later, seemingly just taking care of something in there. And the four of you awaken the following morning. What would you like to do with your day? What's the overall plan at this point? Having fought and defeated your enemy, your quest more or less completed, your quarry captured, and seemingly your lost friends put to rest. What would you all like to do carrying on at this point?
Well, I guess we gotta deal with shithead now, don't we?
Stanislav is doing push-ups. Yep, we just gotta get him transported back to town, and we'll be good.
Mr. Maker, how's is UI still got that under control?
For now.
You catch Mr. Maker as he's kind of wolfing down some morning, some breakfast. Looks like some tasty bacon, maybe some leftover meats from the night before.
I cannot guarantee he will survive. I say this loud enough for him to hear.
You hear from the tree, "It would be better for you if I didn't." And you gather at this point, like 2 days sleep deprived, being punched in the face. Mm-hmm. He's getting more angry than he is submissive.
Like, sure.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah.
Keep talking and I'll break your wrist.
He just snarls at you, and you see again the fangs just digging into the lip.
All right.
Okay, so I guess we gotta bring him back to Southwatch, yeah?
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Well, to that little house that we were supposed to meet them back at, I think is where we're bringing them.
Right. Okay. So I guess things are, well, they're probably as good as they're gonna get here.
Probably.
On our way back, I assume we're about to start traveling, yeah?
Yeah, so if there's any business you want to wrap up before you go, now would be the time.
On our way back to the place where we're going to drop him off, I want to start trying to, like, put together a little contraption that functions generally the same as UI's hand.
Just a hydraulic bitch slapper, dude.
Yeah, just a hydraulic bitch slapper. And then just whenever we drop him off, I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. I'm just so down with it. Oh my god. I don't even fucking believe it has like a tripod mount. Yeah, so roll me a tinker's check. Like just we're gonna do both. Roll me an intelligence-based tinker's check with your proficiency for the design, and then do the dexterity-based one with proficiency for the build.
Yeah, on the way, I'm just gonna say goodbyes to everybody, of course.
So nat 1, Flash of Genius brings it to 11.
Yeah, +3, so that's 14.
Yeah, with a nat 1, you still roll a 14, and there's no crit fails, so it takes you a while, like a little longer than you were planning to spend. You're probably going to be an hour or two late leaving this morning, but as the party's kind of like begins rushing you to go, you're like, trust me, it's going to be worth it.
I got this special thing.
Yeah, managed to get a sizable design. You all see as he's building this what appears to be just a hand on an extending like arm.
With like a little leather belt around it.
An actual Rock'em Sock'em robot arm.
Yeah, straight up. And now go ahead and roll me a dexterity check, adding your proficiency as well.
I guess while he's doing that, I'll just do an extended morning workout. Fuck it.
Oh, it's a Did you roll another nat 1? No, you didn't. You rolled a 2. Okay, so
4, I rolled a 2.
Can you flash a genius twice in a row?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so another 14.
3 and it's a 14. Okay.
Jeez, dude. Yeah, it takes you probably 4 hours, so a good hour and 2 hours longer than you thought it would. So most of the morning is gone at this point.
What the fuck?
Mantuka's just losing it as you struggle to get this invention going. Like, UI is a pretty intricate machine. You had a full lab at your disposal, full workshop, but you managed to put together a fairly reasonable hydraulic slappy arm.
I tie it around his neck.
That's what the leather strap's for, my god.
Yeah, it's a little collar, so it's always...
Oh my...
Y'all ever play Poppy's Playtime?
Can someone please do art of this? Oh my god, I need to see this fan art. Yeah, so no problem. You mount it to his neck. He's what is this? He's kind of like trying to look at it.
And as soon as he does, it activates.
Oh!
And it activates at random intervals, too, so that way he can never, like, expect it. It will go like 20 minutes without going off, and then other times it will be right in succession.
Awesome.
I'm so happy.
And I guess once this is finally done, I'll tie him to that crude sled thing we had made and hook him up behind a cache.
Yeah, okay, no worries. As all this is happening, Portland kind of approaches you, Gregory. I don't suppose you were planning on leaving without saying goodbye now, were you?
No, I kind of was hoping to do that. No.
That would be rude.
Yes, it would have been. But no, thank you for everything. Sorry it didn't end better.
I think all things considered, it probably ended up okay.
We're all still alive.
Most of us.
Yeah.
But these are the dangers we face. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Unfortunate it went that way.
I'll make sure that her death wasn't in vain. It seems like something that someone here in this situation would say.
I feel like you already did that.
Thank you.
Or I'm guessing he kind of looks over at Mantuka. I'm guessing he did that.
He had a big part to do with it, yes.
I figured.
Yeah.
He kind of looks over at your prisoner. Be careful with that one.
Oh.
I have a feeling he still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Okay. I'll make sure. I'll keep all eyes on him.
Do I hear this? Are we close enough to hear that?
Sure.
Or is it
Yeah,
off to the side?
He didn't really pull him over. He just kind of came over to where you guys were prepping, so I'll assume you were all together. Except Mantuka, who's just pacing angrily. That would probably help. Yeah, no, maybe.
UI, break his feet.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, just break his feet. I mean, look, you've already been breaking his fingers. It's the same basic concept.
Okay, with a 16, because he's tied down, you see UI just walk over and with like a hammer fist just slam it down right into this guy's ankle, right where the foot meets the shin, and you just hear it.
Holy!
And he looks up at you. The other one, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So dark. 15. Oh God. Just once again, dude, just slams down on it. You don't know if they're broken, but like that's gonna fucking hurt for a while. Oh my God.
Fantastic.
We got another weather jack. Go ahead and roll me a D100, somebody.
Alright, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
4 hours did pass. It's raining again.
Just barely.
Yeah. It appears that the light drizzle for the day was not done with you, and the rains begin to pick up again as Mr. Maker begins just tinkering away on his thing. 4 hours later, he has assembled a slap necklace. Your prisoner now has 2 severely damaged, if not broken, ankles. And you are ready to make off for the day's journey. You know from here it's probably about a day and a half to Southwatch. So.
This is the half day.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is the half day.
Burned all the good weather so you could make that to walk in shitty weather. I hate you.
Stanislav just starts laughing.
Come on, you're telling me you don't like the thing that constantly fucking slaps this guy.
As he says that, all you hear is a the hydraulic just takes a minute.
What have you done for Mantuka lately? Nothing. Made me sit and when it nice and walk in the rain.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, he did help you not smell like complete shit.
Let's walk. Let's talk. Let's go.
Who's leading the party through this? Because you are deep into the forest. Oh. Okay, roll me a survival check.
Shit.
As Mantuka, frustrated, impatient, just like, we're fucking going, and just takes off into the forest. Thank you, Bufuka.
I'm a real quick cast enhanceability on him.
What's the range? He took off.
Oh, it's touch. Never mind.
Yeah, he's already gone. Like he's.
I really wish you were close to touch me.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it because you're angry. I'm gonna say you just went for it. Go ahead. What'd you roll? Oh, you rolled over here.
I had advantage and I got 11 the highest.
Okay, so an 11. You're lucky today's the half day because it takes you a while to find your ways out of the forest. As you begin to wander, the Daggerwoods are quite uniform looking when you're in its depths, so it's quite hard to tell which direction you're even really traveling. But as the day goes on, with an 11 is just enough to succeed. You needed a 10, and with some help from Gregory, who is a little more survival focused and nature friendly, he kind of catches up to you and begins kind of like pointing to where the sun is and being like, "Sun's to the south. We need to walk towards the sun," kind of thing. And
only if you want to, though, sir.
Yeah, he doesn't actually. You don't have to listen, but he begins pointing you. And with, I'd say probably, as dinner time begins to reach you, you make the edge of the forest and come out into the long, rolling plains and farmlands ahead of you. Now quite damp from the day of rain. It is quite muddy. You're probably going to want to find a road and stick to it. Otherwise, your travel's going to be pretty bogged down. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. That's how the dice go, man. What do you want from me? However, your half day of travel comes to an end. Knowing you have only about a day left the following night, you can prepare to make camp for the evening, or you could continue traveling and risk exhaustion by traveling through the night. It is your choice. What would you like to do?
Aren't we all
I'll try to find a...
No. As far as I know, they're
horses.
You have an Ikesh. There was a large Shire horse. Someone had a Shire horse, but I'm pretty sure Mantuka just left that horse in the fucking woods. Like I'm almost certain Mantuka just never reclaimed his horse at one point. I'm gonna say
I am a horse.
Okay, so it would have been.
I can ride a horse.
He did ride it into the camp, so the horse would be in the camp.
Who's drag?
You do still have your horse, which probably makes it harder because it's a Shire horse with a 8-foot tall minotaur on it traveling through the forest. So I don't know if you want to go on horseback, but that's up to you. The other two are gonna be mostly walking. And
I thought I had one as well. I thought there was an extra horse, and then
there was an extra horse from that mysterious dark brooding person. He blew his load buying all the armor for a bag, and myself a horse, and a horse for himself that I got when he.
He left. He left with his horse. The only horse you had was the Shire horse.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You haven't found any other horses throughout this endeavor, as far as I'm concerned. I can go back and check if I'm wrong.
Like a little
That's fine.
bike.
Yeah, he kind of just like folds down into bike mode. Yeah, definitely a thing he can do.
I can turn it into a horse.
Yeah, you essentially had a shed. Yeah, that's true. You had like a sled being pulled behind the horse with your prisoner on it, and then Mantuka had his big ass Shire horse, which is probably why it was such a struggle. Hey, a roll went through to roll 20. Awesome.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, I think I don't know what happens, but it's fair. So what's the plan? You gonna continue traveling, or are we camping for the evening?
Camping.
Yeah, I don't think we should keep going. We're already pretty tired, I bet.
Someone roll me a survival check to find a good place to camp where you'll be relatively sheltered and out of the rain.
Hell yeah.
Maybe?
Up to you.
Net 20.
There you go. Doesn't take you long, and while you gather this is probably someone's property, you find a pretty rundown shack at the corner of someone's farmland. The roof is whole. There's a couple holes in the wall that looks like they might have been worn through or rotted through as the wood's decayed over time. But the inside is
a glory hole among friends.
That's a t-shirt. I need that on a fucking t-shirt. But it is dry inside apart from a couple patches by the holes in the wall. But you gather it'd be a decent place to camp for the night. There's a little bit of an overhang for the horses too. With a roll that good, like, yeah, you find a dry place for sure.
Sick.
You gather most farmers aren't opposed to having people kind of like squat on the corners of their land, more or less. If you get caught, maybe just pay them. But for the most part, you gather you're going to have a pretty restful night. Is anyone taking watch for the evening? What's the game plan?
I'll take watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep
I will as well.
Keep trying to fix it up.
Okay, so Mantuka and Mr. Maker. And who's doing the third one?
Me.
Okay. So first watch.
Third watch with Gregory.
Okay.
Yay.
So first watch, Mr. Maker. You said you're going to be tinkering at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so roll me a perception check at disadvantage because you are distracted.
Also, I'll have Ikesh watch the bugbear all night and wake me up if anything weird happens with him.
He's a hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, sorry.
And you find a convenient tree next to the shed where you tie him up for the night. You rolled a 3.
An 8.
An 8 total. Okay.
8 total.
The rest of the night, or the rest of your watch, seemingly passes without incident. I'm going to say, go ahead. And what are you tinkering? Are you trying to mount the crossbow now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the crossbow on though.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check using your proficiency with the tinkering tools. It's going to be a high DC.
So that would be 19 plus 3, so
Jeez.
21.
That fucking flash of genius is so OP.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so OP.
Good. I get 5 every long rest too.
5 every long rest. How many you've used? This is your 4th today, right?
This is my 4th.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. Yeah. So, the nature of this is tricky. Being an enchanted item, it's kind of hard to modify. So you almost have to like find a way to cause the enchantment to abate long enough to make alterations without getting rid of it. Very intricate process, and without the laboratory or the workshop you're used to, you're quite focused on it. And as the end of your 4th hour of watch comes to a close, and you kind of look up from your project as you feel like enough time has passed, you find in front of you now what appears to be a fully functional wrist-mounted crossbow. A wrist-mounted hand crossbow, I guess. We're going to call it a wrist-mounted crossbow from now on.
Sure. And all your friends are dead. You didn't notice.
Yeah, that's fine though. But I got a cool,
but you have a fully functional wrist-mounted crossbow. You have a grappling hook on one hand, and you have a crossbow on the other. I will say with that roll, you were good enough. Like, you gather this is going to function very, very well. Like, you don't think there's even a chance of a misfire on it. Like, there's nothing going to go wrong with this as far as you can tell.
Are you trying to become Batman?
He is.
No.
We've
No,
he's being
he's
evil Mr. Gadget, or evil Inspector Gadget.
Evil Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Just a little evil.
Neutral Inspector Gadget.
Sure.
He doesn't become evil until Rotelix takes over at night.
When my
skeleton leaves his
exits my body.
Investor Gadget.
Oh,
Yeah.
can that be canon?
Investor Gadget. There you go. Investor Gadget's pretty good. I like that. That might be a new name for you. I think we should change your name to Investor Gadget.
I just feel like it would be so easy to have a Jekyll and Hyde situation because both of us are shape changers.
Yep. He just leaves. Your skeleton leaves your body at night.
Yep.
If anyone ever checks on you, it's just going to be a bag of skin and organs with no skeleton in it. So the rest of your watch passes without any incident, as far as you can tell. It was a quiet night. There was not a peep. Who's next?
Me.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check for the evening.
I already did.
18. Okay, doesn't take you long. As Mr. Maker comes in and you see this new toy, there's kind of a faint shimmer to the crossbow that is now mounted on his wrist with the arms kind of folded down. They extend and everything. Gregory, what the fuck, dude? It's a skeleton! Oh no! And as you come out, you look around to just size up where you are. And it takes you no time at all to notice that there is no one tied to the tree.
Oh.
Don't fucking horse break me up if any silly
UI
business happens.
UI should have been looking.
You didn't tell UI to keep watch. He shut
Tell
down.
my horse to keep watch.
His whole time, his whole thing.
Go
was
ahead.
he
Go ahead
was
and roll me
watching.
for your horses and your Okay, so your perception check of a 3 didn't matter?
No, that's me. I'm talking about UI himself.
Okay.
He was supposed to constantly be watching him. That was his whole job.
That's true. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for UI.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, it rolled from a 7 to a 1. Cool.
What would I roll for perception?
So Akesh fell asleep.
Yeah,
No, he
Akesh
doesn't
is
actually have
just
to sleep.
out like a light.
Is that int or what?
What perception?
Perception is
perception.
wisdom based.
Okay.
Hey, we got a raid from Snickle Fruits. Thank you for that raid, buddy. Hope you're having a good one.
So 15.
Just getting some fucking D&D in. I hope you had a good stream. Hope Modern Warfare 2 is treating you good. 15, okay. Yeah. So, right at the end of your watch, like right when you're beginning to finish up your invention, waking Mantuka, you hear UI just immediately go, "Sir, he vanished. He disappeared." And he just begins running around the camp looking for this individual.
I immediately cast see invisibility.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. First off, he's not invisible.
Sure.
So you... yeah, with that, you'd be good. About 30 feet away. Actually, now, since it took, like, he had to yell and signal to you, it's probably a little further, probably about 40, 50 feet into the cornfields. You just see the corn parting as a figure is just sprinting through it. What strikes you as odd is there was no part in the cornfield until that point. Like, he just... Yeah, you saw him do a misty step during your combat together.
Yeah.
And as he just noticed that you were completely enthralled in your stuff, and UI had kind of begun taking a little bit of a lax approach, because now that the necklace is there slapping him, he doesn't need to keep as much of a watch, right? And about 50 feet away, you just see the corn parting as an individual is just beginning to take off away from you guys.
Do we wake up at UI's frantic yelling?
I would say if either between that, Mantuka waking up, and everything else going on, you all awaken fairly easy. What is that? What was that, Ryan? What the fuck, dude?
So I wanna cast Longstrider on myself as well.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
And then yell to everybody to get up.
Everyone's prone,
He's
so
escaping.
half of your movement to get up for anyone who is asleep because you're prone.
Yep.
So that's
And then-
everyone but Hell's or fucking Maker and Mantuka, who is already up.
Yep.
And you
I've also got Boots of the Winding Path, so I want to teleport 15 feet towards where I saw him go off.
Okay. So you guys, I'm just understanding here, because this is all actively happening. We are going to roll initiative now, just to get an order going. 1 second. I'm going to open the tingy.
I'm gonna mount Akesh.
We don't actually have any. If anyone wants to drag their mini onto the map here and select it and then fucking roll your initiative, that would be very helpful for me.
Where am I? There I am.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what mini you use at this point.
Yeah, so I'll mount Akesh, and because 1, I'll be able to see over the corn, and 2,
That's the wrong
60 feet of movement plus 10 from me.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna put UI on there as my bad guy, just so I have an initiative on there. I still need one from Mantuka.
I've also got a UI on there, so
And
You need what from me? I got
you don't need to roll for UI though.
I know.
Oh,
I just needed something to roll. Yeah, I need you to roll initiative and select your dude.
All
and do it.
right.
Yeah. Always select the dude.
21.
It still didn't go through. Whatever. I'm just gonna add a turn. 21. Okay. So. Whee. And enter. Descending. You managed to cast the Long Strider on yourself, Mr. Maker, as you take that. That's your reaction to this all happening. And then we're going to start at the initiative order. Mantuka, you are just beginning to walk out of the shed. You're not sure what direction this individual is running yet. You just see Mr. Maker kind of beginning to cast something on himself and looking kind of in a general northward direction towards the forest. What do you want to do?
Just waking up, I'm going to hold my action until I see like 2 people sprint in the same direction, and then I will go that way.
Okay.
I will use my full movement to go whatever direction I see most people going, because I just fucking woke up. I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. Next up, we are going to... First, I need to check off that spell. Did it. And then next up is going to be my UI, which is our bad guy. As you all watch, Mr. Maker, again, you see the corn begin to move, and then immediately after, see another poof, and another further down. You notice the corn once again part as he jumps another 30 feet ahead. That is his last Misty Step, though, and it took an action to do that. And then he's going to use his movement to just sprint as fast as he can another 30 feet. So he is...
at a disadvantage with his broken legs.
Yeah.
Potential exhaustion.
If he needs... He was trying to sleep, so I'm going to say he's at exhaustion. Any skill checks he make are going to be at a disadvantage. Because he's at level 1 exhaustion at this point. Because he did manage to get a little bit of like short resty in. I'm going to say he managed to stave it off for the most part. But level 1 exhaustion.
Even being slapped constantly?
Fucking slapped constantly.
The whole point was for him not to sleep.
He has his exhaustion. What more do you want from me?
No, I'm just saying. Where did he get sleep?
And he takes off. And he's just out.
Sure.
Just completely gone. So total he would have been 30 feet. Then another 30 feet, and then ran 30 feet. So he's 90 feet away from you right now. That will be his turn, however. Mr. Maker, you're up.
Okay, I will...
Just barely see the corn moving at the edge of your vision at this point.
I will teleport 15 feet in that direction.
Okay. So you are 75
action.
feet behind him.
And then I will use my dash action to catch up to him, because I've got 80 feet of movement.
Yep, that does it.
Long Strider.
Oh yeah, because it brings you up to 40.
Mm-hmm.
Add 10 because you started your turn within 10 feet of me. Yes.
Okay.
Did you have your aura up while you were asleep?
I mean, am I awake now?
Yeah, I'd say you woke up. Is it just always on you? Yeah, sure. Was he within 10 feet of you, though? You were in the hut.
That's the question.
Taken off. I'm going to probably
DM's
say
discretion.
No. I'm going to say
Okay.
no at that point.
That's fine. I made
Makes
it to
sense.
him.
You catch up to him, and you see this figure now just running and looking over his shoulder. And you gather, looking at him, looks like he might have given himself a little bit of healing.
Okay.
He seems to be walking okay. He's got a slight limp. And it looks like he's going to struggle through some of the deeper undergrowth and stuff, but for now he's making decent movement. God damn it. Oh, God. Fuck. What are you going to do?
Well, I get up to him, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, you do make it to him, just barely. Like you get right up on his ass.
Okay.
Used all your actions to. I think you still got 5 feet, so you could get 5 feet at like ahead of him technically.
Yeah, I want to get in front of him.
Yeah, you get.
And stare him down in the face.
You're 5 feet ahead and slightly to the side. But yeah. Okay, you're gonna look him down. What are you gonna do?
Oh, that's it. I use my action and my.
Oh, that was all of your shot. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just staring him down.
All right, cool. Sweet, Stanny, you're up.
All right, so
I would also like to.
Yeah, what does UI want to do, by the way?
Oh yeah.
I want to move him closer too, but he can't.
He only has limited movement, right? Okay, cool. So he moves another 40, like full sprint, 40 feet, or what's his movement?
Yeah, full sprint.
Okay.
I think it's.
If it's 30, you can move 60.
Let me see.
Okay.
Sorry. He has got.
He needed to at least make one escape attempt. You know, he couldn't just.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
40 feet. Holy shit. He's got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, I mean, his picture is that of like a mastiff. He's usually not a robot companion, but
so he's gonna dash.
So he gets 80 feet. So he's 10 feet behind this guy now, effectively. Yeah. Okay, cool. No worries. You all are closing in. Stanny, what are you doing?
All right, so I get up out of my daze. I like whistle at Akesh to come over. He uses half his movement to get up.
Yeah, he passed the fuck out, dude. He was done. His perception check was so low.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy horse.
So, yeah, I'll run over and jump on him using whatever action that I have to.
Yep.
And then I'm going to have him use... I'm going to use the remaining 30 feet of his movement.
Yep.
Plus the dash action, so I can move 90 feet.
You also managed to catch up.
But I'm going to essentially just kind of go around UI, and I'm going to attempt to trample him. So he needs to make a DC 14 strength save.
Okay. You need to make an attack against him first?
No.
I'm pretty sure the horse needs to
this
hit
is
with
just
an
to be
attack
knocked
for the
prone.
trample. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Strength saving throw.
Yes.
10. He has a 7 bonus to that.
Yep.
I'm rolling so bad today. He
So-
should have been out of here, dude.
So here's the thing about that. So now he's prone. Now the horse can make another attack with its hooves against it as a bonus action. And am I flanking now, technically? Is Mr. Maker's right in front of him?
I'm staring him down.
Yeah, technically. You kind of came... Yeah, I'd say yeah. He kind of came up from behind. Maker's at an angle, but sure. I'm just looking up some stuff. He's a warhorse, right?
Yeah.
Weird. So he does get knocked pro. And you're going to go for a hoof attack?
Yeah, so it's just a 13, though. I don't think it hits.
Oh, no, hold up. He doesn't get knocked prone. Trampling charge. If the horse moves at least 20 feet towards creature and then hits with its hooves on the attack on the same turn, the target must succeed.
Oh, okay.
So you miss the attack, and as he hears the horse just thundering up.
No, I
can't
do the attack anyways because I used his dash action.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Okay,
no, we're good then. So I
you catch up.
I'll come up
right behind him.
essentially.
Yeah, you're literally right behind him. Gregory, you're shakily coming awake as all this is unfolding. Everyone's just sprinting off into the cornfields. What are you gonna do?
Just scrambling up. Wait for me! And I just half my movement, 15 feet after getting up.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step. You see the same swirling of eyeballs coming out of the toy box, enveloping me, and then just 30 feet ahead. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully, am I able to see them at all? Or is
you're about 60 feet. You're quite short, so I'm gonna say roll me a perception check.
Hell yeah.
Jim, real quick, can I cast Shield of Faith with my bonus action that I didn't use?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you managed to see.
on
You
me
see
and Akesh.
Stanislav's tall form on a horseback, no less, 90 or 60 feet ahead of you now.
Nice.
90.
So,
He used
You're gonna-
Misty
moved,
Step.
Yeah. Never mind.
yep, I missed the stooped.
Mr. Stoop.
Mr. Stoop. Then you're gonna see coming out of the box. I'm like, just somebody help me stop him. And you're just gonna see this creepy blue mask come out. This thing right here.
I love it.
And I'm gonna need a con save of 14 for frostbite.
Cantrip, baby. Con save 14.
Damn it! That's exactly what you needed.
So he succeeds. So you take half day? No, he doesn't take any because it's
No.
fucking cantrip.
No. You just see the that one black sickly eye on the mask open up, but then just kind of gets stuck like something's in it.
Yeah, also Mantuka, you were holding your action until people started running, and you saw them start running. So you can use your action before your next turn starts so you don't lose it. You're just going to take off full 60 feet movement, or 80 feet.
Is my paint horse near me?
Yeah, your Shire horse is close. It's tied up to near the, like, one of the posts.
Why run when I can make her run?
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. You just climb on and give her a whack?
Oh, raw dog, not wearing armor. I'm actually better without armor.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
As you are.
Yeah. A little bit of cloth between me and the rest of the, the world. Bam. Let's go.
I think Shire horse gets 40 feet as well, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Sure does.
Okay, you get 80 feet.
Every inch of it.
You're about 10 feet behind this individual. God damn it. And you just take off. And at the start of the round, it will be your turn. What do you want to do?
Do I see this entity that's not friendly or that's not our peer?
Yeah, you definitely do. You see Stanislav right behind him, getting ready to trample him with the horse. Mr. Maker standing in front of, like, just staring at him menacingly. UI is next to you, actually, in terms of distance. You guys got to the same spot. UI just looks up at you, kind of like goes back to what he's doing. Yeah.
How far am I from?
He's 10 feet away. You moved 80, so he's 10 feet away from you.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to jump off my horse and pet her hind parts and say, "Stay here." And I'm going to actually back up 20 feet so I can then lunge forward and gore this Mother Hubbard that tried to escape from my posse.
What's your total movement, out of curiosity?
My movement is 40.
Okay, so yeah, I lose half, got on the horse. You have 20 left. Cool. Yeah, so you're going to try to gore him. Go ahead and roll the horn attack to try and do that.
Because their shit's not working. I'm done. But that being said, let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'd like to use my advantage that I had from earlier.
Yeah. You saved that up, never got to use it.
I'm gonna use that so hard right now.
Please do.
Yeah, not 20. Give it to me. Give it to me, DM. Oh, I feel so
You did roll a nat 20. It's probably gonna come through later because your 9 came through. That's really weird.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Okay, yeah, nat Christmas. 20. You just, as the lot of you begin encircling this individual, you just hear the sound of large hooves clomping through the through the cornfields and the wet mud, and then the subsequent sound of louder hooves as Mantuka just horns first.
My hooves are better.
Right into this guy's chest. Go ahead and roll me damage on that.
I will. I'm just taking a moment.
Just appreciating it. You all watch as this individual is lifted off the ground by the sheer force of these horns impaling his torso.
So it'll be 6 off the top if we're doing an explosive crit.
We don't we just do doubles.
Okay.
We just double it. So you rolled a 4 times 2 is 8 plus 4 is 12 plus rage.
Okay.
So 14.
I am not raging.
Oh, okay. So 12. You hit for 12.
Hashtag honest mogus.
Yeah, he hasn't got to sleep, and he got his spell slots back from something else, and not a long rest. So he is, like, pretty much dead anyway. So you all watch as he is just impaled through by Mantuka and lifted into the air, his feet and arms dangling and ragdolled as he is knocked immediately unconscious, either by the sheer force of this blow or the trauma connected to horns impaling your fucking torso. And he's just hanging on Mantuka's horns. He's not dying, he's unconscious. He will be taking death saves if you want to spare the dying.
Oh, damn it, Mantuka, we need him alive.
I'll pull him off the horns, like grab him, pull him off, and then just slam my hand down on the holes, and it pulsates through my little glove with green energy.
Yep. As you just hit it, and you feel the kind of radiance, necrotic magic, if memory serves as well. Gotta be careful where you use that kind of shit. As you begin to just put that on him, he he stops flailing. He's still ragdolled and impaled. And he's just kind of hanging there. Anytime Mantuka turns his head, his whole body kind of does one of these, and then goes back over and shit.
I help take the body off of Mantuka's horns.
Yeah, as Stanislav comes over and lifts the body off of your horns, your face is just covered in gore and guts and God knows what else, as what was currently impaled by the horns just comes tumbling out of the 2 gaping holes in this man's chest.
I have 10 minutes left of my sleep. I go to bed now. See you in 10.
Good job.
Mantuka just powers back to the shed, gets his last 10 minutes in before his long
Come on,
rest.
Betsy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with him?
I happen upon him at that moment, and I just see don't we need him?
You can, despite the Spare the Dying, which has stabilized him, you can literally see into this man's chest cavity.
And just immediately I whip out the box, and I kind of do this, like, open it and hold it open, and you just see face cloths flying out of it. And I run over to him and then cast Cure Wounds.
Before you do that, I'm like, wait. He's stable.
Oh.
We don't want him to fucking get away again.
Oh, okay. And then
I regret nothing.
you just see, like, only 2 of the face cloths actually go and touch the body. The rest of them go in the box, and I'll just cast it at level 1.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so you all tie him up, and so how many heals does he get?
Oh, 11.
Yeah, he had 5 HP, and you downed him, so he's back he's at 11 now. Okay, cool. So after you tie him up again, and you notice now that the collar that was affixed is no longer on his neck. As he misty stepped, he just left that behind.
Damn it.
I mean, he can. That's the beauty of teleportation. Yeah, it's still functional. He didn't break it. You just gotta strap it back on him. He awakens as Gregory begins to heal him. He's just like,
Don't do that again.
You do realize it's gonna get worse for you now, right?
He's not talking. He's done
It's
conversing with you folks. He's just gritting his teeth at you.
And I knock him out with my battle axe, flat side.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say there's like a roll involved with that.
I just hear him. I stop and just whoosh, off the side of the horse, right in the side of the face.
He gets knocked out and just falls flat again. Like he had 11 HP, and you can easily clear that. So he's just unconscious on the ground again, in the mud, in the corn, in the fields, just laying there with his hands bound.
If you lose your toy again,
non-lethal,
I'm not getting him.
Fair enough.
I will eat him.
I then grab him by the legs and drag him through the mud all the way back.
Okay. You tie him back up to the same tree and strap your hand slappy thing back on him.
I don't yet.
Oh, okay.
The first thing I want to do is there a way for me to non-lethally cut off his feet?
Probably not. Unless you wanted to immediately administer healing checks to try and staunch the blooding and cauterize the wounds and everything. That's something you could do.
I could use what's his face's healing word, UI's healing word, as well, to kind of help with that.
Yep, that would effectively stop the bleeding. But
I
you're amputating someone. That's the body can only take so much.
No, I understand.
I will tell you that much. Like, there is a line here. He will eventually perish, whether you try to non-lethally cut his feet off or not.
That's fair enough. I also want to use the green flame blade to do it. So
immediately cauterizes. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me 2 attacks, both at
wound.
advantage. That's so dark. Good attacks, both advantage. Go for
Stanislav
it.
goes back to sleep.
I'm not even
ignoring this.
Yeah, 14. It's enough to hit. Like,
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, do that. Cut
Yeah.
off his feet.
Roll the other one.
Cool.
Also at advantage. That's
Gregory
much better.
doesn't go to sleep, but he doesn't watch. He just listens to
so-
the screams.
Yeah, see, Merc, that's what I'm saying. Peter gets it. So as you just, the rest of you begin to go to sleep, Mantuka, you get the last 10 minutes in, and you're awakened, and the rest of you are kind of lullabied by the sound of someone just hacking through bone and flesh. And it takes, the first strike in particular is literally like you hear the green flame blade going, and just hear the crunching of bone as he viciously amputates this dude's feet. Holy fuck. The second one,
see me just covered in blood.
second one comes off a lot easier too. But like, yeah, Mr. Maker comes back into that shed just dripping, and the rest of there's no way you could all sleep. This man was screaming. Like it's the only time you've got sound out of the hobgoblin. Audibly not okay with that. And a lot of you get to rest tonight knowing that you have just tortured one of your captured unarmed enemies to the point of mutilation.
Look,
I feel like I need to roll to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I would say anyone who's
because I've had a history experiencing.
I'm 100% okay with this. If anyone's not, you can take watch and I'll go over to bed. But I'm good with this. It's cool. Battle amputee, like I'm okay. Seen shit.
Constitution saving throw, by the way, to see if you can sleep tonight.
All right.
I'd love to give.
Okay, Gregory sleeps fine. Gregory's just over it. Like
Gregory's a social.
He's done. Gregory is a little bit of a social. Stanislav is not. Nat 1.
I'm fucking just another day.
Mantuka.
Another day, brother.
So, Mantuka, as you begin taking your rest, Mr. Maker, you're not rolling. You did this. And I'm curious what alignment you chose for yourself, because that's gonna probably be changing. I have never chosen changed a player's alignment before, but I'm really tempted to right now. Holy
chaos control.
Chaotic neutral is fine.
That is not chaotic neutral. That's evil neutral. It's neutral evil. Mantuka, you awaken for your watch and notice Stanislav is just ghostly white, baby. Like it is a pale shade of gold compared to his normal self as he's sitting there, like almost sweating.
It's almost silver.
Like you gather, there's a certain sense of honor attached with Stanislav, and there are certain things that probably don't sit all that well with him. But also say you, as a follower of Mogus, a devout follower of Mogus, generally not one to keep your enemies alive, let alone sinking healing magic into them. Do with that what you will. Who's taking the watch? Stanislav is not sleeping a fucking wink tonight. You're taking a point of exhaustion at the end of this. Period.
Dag, you're up.
I'll take
Going back to bed.
Okay. So Danny's taking the, I guess, second and third watches at this point. Gregory, you rolled a nat 20. You're not waking up until a week from now. You are having the most sound sleep of your life. This is the I died a day ago sleep. This is what you're having. It's the Gregory sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
You're just out. You're just out. Like that nat 20 is working against. Yeah, you're out. Like, oh. That's fucked up. Okay. So Mantuka just rolls over, goes back to bed. And Stanislav, if you sit outside in the rain, thinking back to your brother, your life, your own personal code, and you just look at the man or the hobgoblin now tied to a tree with no feet, as I guess you guys healed him, so he wakes up.
That's
as you hear the hydraulic power up as this metallic hand once again ping hits him in the side of the face, and
I'm gonna go over and take that thing off.
He kind of lifts his head to let you.
I don't stop him.
You're asleep.
Yeah, because you're asleep.
You rolled a nat 20.
Sorry.
You are out. You are not awake for this.
I was just saying me as a person doesn't stop.
Is this how you treat your enemies?
Oh, I treat mine.
You're asleep.
I'm asleep?
Everyone's the watches are over. Stanny's on watch
cool.
now.
I didn't know that.
That's what I thought. Everyone said there, and you rolled to see if you could sleep tonight.
I wanted to go to sleep, and then I thought you said you're the one doing this. You can't go to sleep.
No, I've said you're sleeping no problem because you had no problem mutilating a man. You went right to bed after that. You slept soundly.
Sleep like a baby.
It's like now the second time you've had opportunity to grant mercy to someone and fucking murdered their ass instead.
Look, man.
Hey, Big Greg,
I'm not complaining. I love it. We got a raid for Third Fist. What's up, dude? Welcome in, buddy.
Yay!
We're just torturing some peeps. It's great. No, I love the roleplay. I'm not.
There's
faulting.
only one.
And we got a raid from Dashi.
But
Back-to-back fucking raids, dude. Holy shit. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're having a pretty dramatically tense moment. Were you guys doing co-op Elden Ring? Is it a coincidence you were both streaming Elden Ring together? Anyway.
This seems like the perfect opportunity for Mr. Maker to figure out the limits of people's bodies and pain tolerances.
Mm-hmm. He didn't tolerate
kind
it.
of a double-edged.
Yeah, he definitely let out a scream as you were cutting off his legs with no anesthetic.
Well, he didn't try to run.
Oh, shit.
No, this isn't normally how I would treat somebody in your position, but...
Mutilating your prisoners, unarmed prisoners? I see there's no honor amongst your group. Where I come from, when a warrior stands toe-to-toe with another, he sees it through. You are cowards. The lot of you.
Tell him the answer to the question.
I just kind of have my back faced to him, with my hands on my axe. I'm just gonna stand there for like a good minute or so. You're right. I'm gonna just turn around and finish it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an attack with advantage. See how clean you hit.
Danny boy's doing it.
Rolls are slow, sorry.
I don't know why the rolls are going through so slow today.
Because the computer is slow.
With advantage, it's still gonna hit either way. I want to know.
Okay, that's...
I just want to know.
26.
Yeah.
Shit.
There's no damage to be rolled here. This individual is tied to a tree with his neck ready, and as he sees you approach with the axe out, he just lifts his neck. Swing true. And you step forward and swing the axe. It goes clean through the neck and thunk, right into the base of the tree, holding the head aloft on the blade of your axe. As the body just limply falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Just gonna go into my backpack and find a burlap sack or something and silently put the head inside, put it back in the bag.
At that point, UI, having not really had a chance to react to that, just looks up at you and says, I suppose that's one way to handle it.
It's not right to torture a man like that. I've seen people in his position, and I was just about there. We should have done this long ago.
Well, we are slaves in some way, are we not?
Suppose you'd know as well.
Better than most.
Stanislav gives him a very knowing look.
Yeah.
Grab the ears!
That's true.
I have his whole fucking head.
Yeah, that's true. You do have
in a sack in my backpack.
Yeah.
I also have the ears by
as you just go back to your axe and pry it out of the tree, the head tumbles into the mud.
Yep.
Damn. Wow.
I'm just gonna sit back down and continue the watch. I'm feeling a little bit better.
Go ahead and
myself.
Roll me a perception check to finish your watch.
Proceed how you
me
feel.
and Akesh. Akesh was watching the whole thing too, but he's a horse.
Yeah, I was commanded to watch. He wasn't commanded to stop a battle axe. Fuck. Yeah, no, with the 15, the rest of the watch passes completely uneventfully. It is deathly silent. The rain has kind of begun to dissipate. All you hear is the very soft sound of very small raindrops hitting the leaves and fields around you. Do you stay up the whole night and complete the watch, or do you wake up Gregory to finish?
I thought this wasn't optional.
He rolled a nat 20, so he would probably sleep till morning if you don't wake him up.
No, me. I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, you're gonna be
to
up.
sleep the rest of the night.
It's up to you if you want him to go. Okay, roll me another perception for the last little bit.
Just use Akesh's 18, I guess.
Sure. Few points through the night, you maybe start to feel like something is keeping an eye on you. I'm not sure what. You don't see anything around. Not even giving you a... It's not giving you, like, it's not causing the hair on your neck to stand up. It just feels like there's perhaps something keeping an eye over your party.
Can I I'm gonna use Divine Sense.
That lets you sense...
Anything...
Does it let you sense
affected
fey?
by the Hallows spell or Celestial, Fiend, or Undead? Not... Is it actually not Fey?
If it's not fey.
Fuck! Because it's the spell one that gives you Fey.
Yeah.
Doesn't it let you sense good and evil too, or isn't that a different thing?
There, I think sense good and evil is a thing on its own.
Yeah, I just thought it was a
I will
And I
say-
don't have
sense.
Detect Good and Evil up as a spell right now.
I will say, oh shit, we got a raid from Topkey too. Fucking shit, dude. Holy crap. Thank you for the raid, buddy. I appreciate you. Hope RuneScape was fun. Fucking love me some RuneScape. Yeah.
Oh, it's the spell version that lets you see Fey.
Okay, I will say you don't sense any of those things in your presence.
Okay. It's kind of comforting.
Yeah, like there's not giving you any of those presents, but it feels like something almost otherworldly has taken an interest in your party.
Is this not it?
Yeah? Is that not
Celestial, Fiend, or Undead? Yes.
Yeah, it's not any
Fey.
of those. It's a
So
fey.
strong evil or powerful good. Or
Yeah, there's no evil sense. I would say
What
you don't sense an overwhelmingly good sense either.
No, Fey are pretty neutral.
I was gonna say, I'm like you
Yeah.
sense a decidedly neutral.
I don't sense anything.
You sense nothing. This is very neutral.
Sorry, I was working on building a paladin for something else. and
I love pallies. They're such a
It's,
fucking
I
great
was
class.
I was trying to get.
You
a
guys did so
sense of
good.
What that does.
You guys have
So
done
Detect
so good
Evil
today.
and Good is the exact same, except it's Aberration, Celestial, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, or Undead.
Yeah.
So it's
That's the
specifically
spell
what
version.
type it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't sense any overwhelmingly powerful feelings of good or evil. It's nothing. You sense nothing apart from the feeling that something is watching you. Maybe not even watching, just observing. Possibly not even from close by.
Mantuka prays a lot. Do you get a little tingle from me a little bit? Like, I'm always talking about my god. Like, do you get a little something for me?
Roll for tingle.
Well, if
Is that straight tingle?
Just a
If-
d20.
I will
Roll a d20.
if any of those three are good aligned, then I would detect that.
I don't know if any of them are good. I think this is a very neutral
I
party.
rolled a 2, no tingle.
No
No
tingle.
Peter tingle.
You get no tingle. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, no.
Nope.
Hashtag cry.
You don't get a Peter tingle.
I will say, like, every now and again, you get a little peek of, like, just a fucking evil vibe coming from Mr. Maker a little bit. That might be the capitalist in him. I don't know. Or the fact he just chopped off a man's feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something there. It's a little
Do I get
neutral.
anything coming out of Mr. Maker? Or out of UI?
I would say UI he's a robot. He doesn't really have an alignment,
Yeah, he's got to be all.
but he
sorts.
gives you good vibes. I'll say UI gives you good
He
vibes.
shouldn't give you a good vibe. He was 100% on board with the torturing.
I guess, yeah.
Tony Soprano.
Was kind of forced to.
Well, no, he was happy about it. Remember?
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh. He's
Towards
more
the
like
towards
me
the
than he
end
wants
he's
to be.
towards the end he's I think that's the issue.
He's quite a dichotomy because he also saved 2 of our lives.
Yeah. No, he's just weird like that. He's a little emotional. He
Yeah.
changes things from
Well,
time to time.
He's got
Alrighty,
a
in
good
that
bit of
case,
Mr. Maker in him, though.
Yeah. At one
Yeah.
point in the night, being bored, I'm just going to kind of drag the body away from the rest of the group. Throw
Okay.
behind a rock in a bush or some shit.
Fair enough. Yeah, you just leave the body and keep the head. I'll say the rest of the night passes without incident. The following morning, Mr. Maker, Mantuka, and Gregory, you all awaken and find Stanislav sitting outside, drenched to the bone from the overnight rains, sitting alone next to a spattering of blood.
Did he get away again?
What happened? Are you okay?
I don't know what you did with the head. That's up to you.
Well, I had put it in a bag in my.
Okay. Yeah, you guys don't see anything. You just see a tree with blood dripping down it and a groove about 3 inches deep in the wood.
I ask again, did he get away?
Your pet is dead. I don't care.
I just silently pull the head out of the bag and just toss it behind me.
Ah, you broke it!
I'm sure that was for a good reason, and I trust that it was good because you did it.
You let him break it?
You told me to watch him, sir. And that's what I did. I watched right up until the axe took his head from his shoulders.
God.
I did you gave me a job to do, and I did it very well, sir.
I have more things to do. He just keeps silently muttering to himself.
Stanislav turns around and very pointedly walks at you and fucking grabs you and pushes you up against a tree or the shack closest.
Yeah.
Oh
no! Okay.
This is no fucking way to treat the person. I don't care how much money we would make if he's gonna come in alive. I'd rather see him like that.
He very easily could have stopped it at any point in his fucking life. So get off me and push you back.
I have a question.
Stanislav just walks away, starts getting ready.
This body, is it anyone that we care about? Do we care what happens to the core of the husk?
No, Mantuka. No, I don't.
No, baby Gregory, you stop talking. You don't know.
You gonna wear it? You gonna wear it again, that guy?
Well, you don't see it.
I don't see what? The body?
The body.
Yeah. He dragged it into the fields and hid it
somewhere.
You could find it pretty easily, I'm sure. I don't think you put a lot of effort into hiding it.
It took it about 100 feet away in a direction.
So you just see a trail of you see a drag of blood. The slapper, he did take it off. Even if he hadn't, it would have fallen off when the neck got cleaved into it.
No, I just meant I wanted to
you see a trail of blood just leading out of the camp and into the fields. Then it kind of loses it in the mud. But you gather there's a body in that cornfield somewhere.
I'm sure that
some poor farmer's kid is gonna find that fucking thing.
Just leave it, Mantuka.
Yeah, it'll be fine there.
This group has more drama than my old group.
What happened to your old group?
They died!
Oh!
Can't have much drama then.
Yeah.
One survived. Praise Mogus.
This whole time I'm just staring at Stan, just like trying to get eye contact with him.
Oh, he's kind of like sitting away from the group.
You've seen Stanislav have some dark moments, but it seems like something about a prisoner being tortured kind of set him over the edge. And based on what you know of his past and what he endured during his time in chains, you can understand.
There's like a moment of like, I don't know, I don't think that was good. Then immediately I clock Stan sitting there and just, no, Stan did it. It was the right choice. I'm thinking this all in my head.
Okay, we wasted a lot of time. Do we need proof of life for that?
I think so.
Yeah, bring the head.
Bring the head.
Definitely needed at least some proof that you had dealt with the problem.
Then let's, Mr. Tinker, don't fuck around, don't sit down, don't have a latte, don't get anything. It's fucking time. Duck around, enough.
Did you call me Mr. Tinker?
Mr. Tinker!
Stanislav will just come back over and grab the head, put it back in the burlap sack, and toss it back in his backpack.
Now let's go.
Okay.
Be done with this.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
So, the group,
bitches.
One individual smaller, makes your way back towards Southwatch. It doesn't take you long to find the road. I'm not even going to have you roll for this one. One road leads south to Southwatch. You find it, and as the sun is kind of getting into the end hours of the afternoon, it's starting to go down. Not quite dinner time yet. You finally see the walls of Southwatch again as you begin to weave your way towards them. You come over that last little hill, looking down into the valley. You see the Incendus mountain range kind of silhouetting the horizon, and the large kind of canyons and dips and sand dunes that exist in that space. And as you look out over the Bay of Sorrows, you see glinting like a diamond in the middle of the desert, pillar stone, kind of just silhouetted against the sun. Or not against the sun, against the horizon. One massive tower kind of sticking out. When you approach, you see the gates of Southwatch ahead of you, and as you kind of dip down the hill leading up to the gates, that sight is lost to you. Really the first time you've noticed pillar stone. Not that you haven't seen it before, but feels like destiny might be going. The fucking faces. God damn it, Hellscorn. I love you. I love you so much, dude. Never fucking change. You son of a bitch. Okay. And as you approach,
we're heading back to our little house.
Yeah, as you,
it's on the outskirts,
you approach, yeah, you see the little farmhouse to which you were given a key and essentially granted a small base of operations this side of the wall. And as you approach, you do notice that it is mostly empty inside. You kind of open the door and you look kind of peer inside and don't notice anybody. But you have returned home. And you would recall your employer saying he did have to leave on some business.
Oh, okay.
Mayhaps it might be a simple matter of waiting. Maybe he'll never come back. Who knows? The world's full of mysteries. At that point, we're going to wrap up today's session before we have more Kappa heads in here. It's getting a little crowded. There's too many people on stream, dude. I want to thank everyone for hanging out and being a part of this the community. Sorry if things got a little heavy a couple times during that session, but I appreciate you all coming. We all love you very much. I hope you had a wonderful time. I know we did. In the meantime, Hellscorn, stop with the fucking Kappa faces. I hate it, dude. Oh no. Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna give Hells a little shouty here. Go check him out on Wednesday. Gonna be playing the new God of War. He said he's just doing the Kappa hats. He's oh my god, Ryan, no, Ryan, fucking no. Take it away, dude. I hate it. I hate it.
Goodbye, everybody.
Wow. We will be back in 2 weeks' time for our next session of the Cross Country Compatriots. In the meantime, I'll be off the rest of the week and back probably next Tuesday to continue my Rise of the Argonauts run. And then we're going to be doing some world building on Wednesday as I attempt to build an entirely new campaign from scratch live on stream. Should be a really fun time. In the meantime, we love you guys.
We love you.
These have been my friends, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Woo!